many a month with the free.
It's like you can only do so many hours per month, I think.
Yeah, let me see. I didn't even get a notification that I'm live yet on the tube.
I did.
Oh, you did? That I'm live. Oh, I hear me. Oh, live with Time is Honey.
All right, hey guys, what's going on from South Texas
and South Carolina?
Yeah,
represent the dirty,
the dirty South. And weather today, guys. I guess we could start off with a weather report on what weather's doing, because that's kind of what is going to dictate the activity of the bees, pretty much, with beekeeping. I'm at 59 currently, a high of 69 today. Last night was a low of 23. The rest of the week, we're looking at high 70s. We're going to have Saturday and Sunday, 81 with showers. So that's really good. The showers are definitely going to help bring some of the stuff out to bloom. The seeds are going to start popping up. That's going to push the bees, hopefully, into overdrive. But we're still having, and we're going to drop back down into keep 70s and 80s. And then we're going to have a couple nights where it's 47, 49. So there's still kind of a big temperature spread at night. About you, Bob?
We've been running, last week we were in the 80s, right? All week, 80s, 78, 85, that zone. And then in the 50s during the night. And this week, today it was 64 of a high and 34 of a low. So, starting tomorrow, we're back in 70s for the highs. And by Saturday, we'll be back where we were, 81.
Yeah.
Thursday would be like 78, 49. So that's still, still good. Yeah. But it's just that up and down cycle that we've been talking about, the changing climate. I mean, it really dictates everything, as far as beekeeping.
Yeah, and what we're looking for is that 20 degree spread between the day and nighttime temperatures, is what I'm understanding. You want about 15 to 20 degrees, and you want that nighttime temperature to remain in the 50s, steadily for several weeks. And that's when you're going to really start to see the bees.
Well, last week when we got a few days, I did a couple hive inspections, and they really did start to brood up. I mean, I could tell that some of the queens with the higher populations were really starting to kick it in, but
they're getting ready. Yeah.
I've also noticed that a lot of my frames seem to almost be pollen bound, where there's just a little spot for her to lay, if any, and just pollen everywhere. So I stopped feeding pollen patty on the stronger hives.
Yeah,
just going down. So we got Hillbilly and Kodiak and Castle. So hey, Brian Lee and what? Oh, I just lost Time is Honey. Let me I'll tell you what, we'll open this up. Let me I'm gonna post the link in the chat here. Let me mute the tab first before I do this. Go to my channel, go to the live, and paste this in. So if anybody wants to join in, feel free. I don't know how many the free has in it, but definitely welcome to come on and chat with us. There he goes. Let me add Lee back. Sorry about that. You dropped out again. You there?
Me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. He's back. I just ordered. I'll tell you what. I just made an order with Man Lake yesterday. I just saw where Kodiak said that his queen rearing supplies will be coming in.
Nice.
I got to figure out where's the. Here's comments. I can go over here and I can show that comment. There you go.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. So I ordered some pollen sub, a frame spacer, a couple more hive tools. What else did I order? I ordered something different. Didn't I say I ordered something crazy?
I just talked to my parents, got off the phone with them, and they're trying to get rid of a bunch of beekeeping stuff. My mom said she's putting me together a package: suit, smoker, brush, a bunch of beekeeping tools. Yeah, I was like, yeah, give it to me.
I ordered Apivar too. That's what I ordered. Apivar Ultra B tool. Yep, I just looked over at the order.
Nice, Kodiak, man. I'm pumped to see your queen rearing, man. I'm really excited to see how that goes for you, man. I'll give you some good energy that way, man. That comes out really good for you, man. I really wish you like good success in that, man. I know that can be that's like it's almost like you have to micromanage that process, man. Queen rearing, that takes a lot of time and effort, and I commend you on that, man. I see that. Understanding that process is, good luck to you, man, for sure.
Good morning,
Casey.
Hey, Casey. Yeah, the peppermint we were just talking about. The peppermint's doing good. To be honest with you, I haven't noticed the first day I went back in. I did notice like 1 or 2 beetles, but I haven't seen any in there since. So, but the peppermint is melting. It's like melting in the corner. That's the let's see. The link to the chat is in. Oh, there's Brian. Hold on.
Oh, hey, what's up, Brian? Good morning.
Brian, what's up, buddy? I didn't see. I was flipping around and
see how it goes.
What's up, Brian?
How are you, man?
Good morning.
You working today or partially?
Always working.
You
A little bit of both. He's done.
Yeah, I got to get documents ready for work, so I've been I can only work on those for so long, and then I just gotta glance away. Just
That's your mind up, doesn't it?
Huh?
It eats your mind up.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah. So.
No, we're just kind of BSing right here. We're talking weather patterns, what everybody's weather is doing. Crazy, right?
We have. Well, I actually just saw buds starting on the trees.
Nice.
They're starting. So, but our weather, Bob, when I hear you talking about the up and down and all that stuff, I'm just like, yeah, come to Ohio.
Yeah.
Come to Ohio. Right now, the wind chill is 30. And later in the week, Sunday, we're going to be up to 65.
That's well, see, that's what we were saying earlier, like last week, we were getting mid 80s, right? 85 with a 55 during the evening. I'm like, cool. The bees are brooding, everything's going good. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, like today, 34, 35 at night, and 63 high. So I think it's just confusing the hell out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Is the weather needs to make up its mind before anything's really going to happen.
Yep.
And everybody's kind of standing on a knife edge waiting for everything to kick into high gear right now. And it's Mother Nature's humbled by Mother Nature.
Well, that's exactly it.
My nukes are kind of, they're just hanging in there barely, the ones that I split off, the ones that hung in, the ones that, some of them just gone, died or, chill brood. Just not which is, hey, I'll admit it. It's my fault. If I would have probably put more bees in there, they would have been able to keep things warmer, possibly, and it would have been different. So definitely, I like to call out when I make a mistake. I made the mistake, right? The bees didn't make the mistake. They didn't take them out of the colony. I did it. So it was a gamble, knew the risk. Now pick it up and try to, give it a couple weeks, let the donor hives get some brood and stuff established, and then try it again,
Yeah. And Brian, how's your ladies doing?
There, I didn't even peek at them this weekend just because our weather was crap again.
Yeah.
The hive that's at the farmer's property, I went and pulled because I put the hive alive, the fondant in each of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been on, I think at that point when I checked them, it had been on 7 days.
Okay.
And they've eaten a circle out of it that's probably about 6 inch round already.
Okay.
So they like it then.
Yeah,
digging
in
into
7
it.
days they wiped out a third of the patty. So I'm like,
Wow.
Now, obviously, you see my Hive Alive going across the bottom.
yeah.
How do they? I mean, compared to just a pollen patty, I mean, is there a huge major difference to it, or is it just because it's got the Hive Alive additive to it?
The fondant or the pollen patty?
Well, the fondant, right? So, judging the difference between the pollen patty and the fondant.
The fondant, the sugars, from what I take it, are already inverted.
Okay.
So it's less work for the bees to consume it. So
That's like a sugar brick.
Yeah, that's a plus right there. Is they have to put in less energy in order to consume that product.
Right.
Plus, then you have it does have Hive Alive, the liquid in it. So you get that benefit that helps against nosema. The claims, well, and you have the amino acids and the vitamins and all that in it then too. The seaweed extract.
Right.
The claims, like they say, helps out brood, and then honey production. Where this is where the patience factor is going to have to come in, because what I've read, I've been watching tons of videos and reading tons of stuff on it. What I have read is that this first season, when you use it, you have to be consistent. If you're supplementing, give them Hive Alive product. And then what it does is, I think it beefs up the bees. So then the next following season is where you'll have increased cluster size. So your populations, they say, are noticeably different the following season.
Right.
So that's where then, yeah, if you're coming out of winter and you have this massive cluster, well, yeah, your honey production's going to be increased because your population's going to be twice of what it was, 3 times what it was.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it. I've got the fondant on them now. I've got the liquid stuff that don't taste it because I got suckered into tasting that stuff.
I was there. I watched.
That stuff,
What's it taste like?
It's just plain nasty.
Okay.
When I burped for even probably 2 or 3 hours after, that's all I tasted was that junk. It was nasty.
We got another visitor.
Okay. When I burped for even What's up, man? 2 or 3 hours after, that's all I tasted was that junk. It was
Another
nasty.
visitor.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You got to mute
Your background. Mute your background.
How's that?
Better. There you
we
go,
go.
man.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I can be taught.
That's
Process.
How we doing, guys? Hey, Brian.
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Good to see Rich and
Yeah,
Bob
good to
out
see
here
you.
making some videos today. I was happy to see it when it popped up, man. My heart started racing. I'm like, woo!
Yeah, we've been talking about
Red
doing
Man
one. We've
Golden
been kind of
Blend.
bored.
Earl, we've already taken our sip. You got to take a sip of yours now.
Natty.
I would rather drink anything than that Hive Alive, brother.
Oh,
Hey, all in the name of science, man. At least we know it doesn't do good on the palate. And,
yeah.
all in the name of
Hey,
science.
it won't kill you.
Yeah.
You know what's funny now? I bought the Hive Alive.
You know what that is, right, Brian?
I'm telling you what.
I know what it is.
About 190 proof of goodness right there.
Yummy.
I know what it is. I bought the pollen patties, and I just saw a video the other day from Humberto, the Inside the Hive TV,
Right.
and he was talking about the supplements in that, and it showed the differences, in like consumption and all that.
I watched that.
Global patties were high as far as the consumption. And Hive Alive, that's the company that Hive Alive partnered with to make their pollen patties.
Okay.
So not only does it have the global formula, but then it has Hive Alive stuff also in it. So
Patent product.
I got it. I got a brick of them. I'm going to try it. I mean,
Well, you got
What
it.
do you have
now,
to
gotta
lose?
use it.
What do you have to lose, man?
that's it. I mean, I figure what's it going to do? I mean,
What do you have to lose? Try it.
yep.
I'm gonna just before you came on, I went and grabbed a what I'm gonna use for the powder supplement for pollen patties is I went and got powdered goat's milk at my feed store.
Oh,
But
nice.
it's called Ultra 24, a multi-species milk replacer.
Oh, wow.
And it's got, I've looked at everything on the back, crude protein, lysine,
Wow,
fat.
probiotic.
Yeah, whey protein, whey wheat, whey powder. It seems like it's a pure bag of protein. It's just got to be mixed with the other supplements, the pollen powder, and the honey.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's
I was
called,
telling you, Rick, when you get that cold fondant recipe, it's going to call for cream and powdered milk. If you just replace the cream and the powdered milk with the powdered goat's milk, then you get a fondant, which is a protein source, and all those probiotics and all those vitamins that you're talking about right there. And it's all good for the bees, because if you listen to Fred Dunn's last video where he was talking to him about the different things that was in the honeybee biome or whatever, lactic acid is up there. I mean, it's way up there, and that's one of the things that what was it? Super probiotics, or what was the name of that?
Those super microbials.
Yeah, super microbials, Brian. That's it. It has the same stuff in it, and so I've had great luck with it. I mean, myself.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Hey, we're gonna try something. See what happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's up, Lee? Look, he's out on the farm, too. Look.
He's working in that
He's
excavator.
out on the farm today.
Can you hear us? Or is
Looks
he
like
He's trying to get
out.
Oh, his signal might be bad.
yeah.
No, it's a crane, ain't it? He runs a crane.
Yeah, he
Oh,
runs-
that's right.
Oh,
right.
we might lose him.
Yeah.
I
Man,
kind of
I
like
hate
this
that.
little drop in. Everybody just popping their head in and talking.
I love
Oh,
it,
yeah.
man. It's just
Yeah.
friends getting together. I mean, we can't get together no other way.
Yeah,
All right.
this is cool.
So
We can
I've got
learn,
an
yeah.
update on my the pollen patty I made with the protein shake powder.
Yeah.
They didn't touch it. Any of them. They didn't touch not one of them. So I took them all
Really?
out and threw it. Yeah, they didn't eat it. Not at all.
I always thought they'd ate it.
All right, let me
Sorry,
remove
You know what
it
you
here.
should do? Bob, you should put like little plates out that have just small little samples of the powder. And if they touch that powder, then mix it.
I've got I do have the pollen feeder too, but for some reason here the pollen powder they don't go for. If I make a patty out of like Nutribee or Ultra Bee and put it in the colony, they'll eat it, but they really don't mess with the dry stuff too much. I mean, it might just be that we just have a lot of different pollens around here right now. I've seen a few bees hit my little pollen feeder in the fall, but they will absolutely demolish some pollen patties.
Let's see if I can take you a walk out to the
All right,
feeder plates real quick.
Lee's coming in and coming out, and then the peppermints seem to be working. I can't deny them at this point. I cannot deny the peppermint.
And don't be afraid if you're having problems when you like just put those quarter pieces in the corner.
No,
Don't be afraid to put a whole one, because you can sure put a whole.
I put whole ones in the corners of every box, and then where the pollen patty was in the middle,
Oh, man.
I put one right next to it.
Oh,
It works. It keeps the lip of it, doesn't it?
Yep. But they're melting.
Pretty.
Like the red stripes are running off.
You live in like the hottest place in the world. We're still freezing up here. Y'all
Yeah.
down there with 80-degree weather. Look at him.
Well, it's only 56 today. So
Wow.
It's running
Only
warm for
50
us.
in shorts if it was 56.
not
I know Brian would
myself,
be in
Brian.
shorts if it was 56 up there. Be like, short weather, let's go.
I can't even bring feed out without getting my hair all running.
I'm getting
you notice
feedback
I
really bad.
summarized.
I'm getting super bad feedback, guys.
Shave the beard.
Now, notice the shaver.
Yeah, tightened it up a little. What
I have
do
to
you
hide
got?
all of a sudden.
You got Red Man in your mouth?
Me?
Yeah, you're the only one chewing anything.
Honey barbecue, man. These things are great.
Barbecue. I thought he went full on hillbilly. Had the
So Highland Honey says, empty can of infant formula made with soy powder in a bin, and the bees went crazy for it.
Oh, wow.
So like pro soybean.
John, my mentor, Bob, that's what he uses is soybean flour.
But
Soybean powder for his supplement.
But the soy infant formula you would think would be more expensive than pollen substitute.
I don't know. I don't know the price on any of that stuff. I haven't messed with any baby stuff, any formula in so many years.
Me neither.
I don't want to mess with baby stuff.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Let me see.
5 boys.
I got multiple computers here. Let me see. Pro soy B-E-E.
Some people use brew.
All right, so pro soybean Infamil Pro Soy formula for a can, you know, one of them little cans, like a peanut
Yeah.
can,
Yep.
is like $29, $28 and $24. That's more expensive than pollen sub.
Wow.
Yeah, baby formula is expensive. Keep forgetting about that.
Now, I mean, if you got extra, or if you're
Yeah.
on the WIC where they're giving you free,
Yeah.
free baby formula. But I just bought a 40-pound bag with the thing they had going at Man Lake was $76.95. And then I got a 50-pack of Apivar. It was $133.
Yeah.
And I've never tried Apivar. I saw a sideline beekeeper, Craig.
What's the active ingredient in Apivar?
Apistan, I think.
Isn't it Amatraz?
Amatraz, maybe that's it.
I think it's Amatraz.
What's
Yeah.
that Bob Benny uses? He uses some kind of Epa something, doesn't he? That gel?
Yeah, they're testing.
Apigard.
Oh, the Apigard.
Yeah,
Well,
That's thymol based, isn't it?
I think
I think so.
my treating methods are probably different than anybody. Well, not really. I've heard people talk about it. I pretty much treated them. I treat them in the fall with oxalic acid. You know, the 3 times, once a week deal. But then once a month, I hit them again anyway, just to try to keep the numbers down as low as possible.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Craig, the sideline beekeeper, he's an hour and a half north of me or something like that. And he started putting in the strips. So I was like, I've never tried the strips. So maybe if I put the strips in combined with doing some OA, and then maybe it knock them down.
Yeah.
Hey, can y'all check your background speakers real quick?
Yeah, I don't have any other.
Yeah, I don't have any background up. I'm getting bad feedback here.
Well, we can test this. Hold on, I'm gonna mute everybody one at a time. I'm gonna start with hillbilly beekeeping. Do you hear now?
No.
It's you, Earl.
Really?
I'm
nobody
getting
here
like
but me
crazy
at all.
feedback. Maybe
Yeah,
for
How's that?
I don't hear it now.
Okay.
Bob, you got a troll.
Oh. What is VUM today? It's deleted. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
They want you
Man, I
to
got
go to
my-
Russia. They want you to go to Russia, Bob, and they'll love you long time.
Got my first.
Hey, I was talking to Time is Honey. I said if they paid right, I would be right there.
Right.
They could go ahead and make that check pay. Well, not check. It had to be Bitcoin or cash. Well, it had to be Bitcoin because they don't take cash anymore. Their banks are all closed down. But go ahead, or not. I guess that's only Russia, right? But
Yeah.
if they sent that $1 million payday to my wife,
I'm getting
I'm
really
52.
bad.
How much life do I have left in me anyway? So
Hey, guys.
You're getting it.
I'm getting like horrible feedback.
It can't be me, man.
It might
Yeah.
be me because I'm pretty loud. I can turn my mic down. How about now?
Is your mic really close to your speakers?
Well, it's a mono mic, so it should only be one direction, but I can turn it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that better?
I kind of hear it too. It's like an echo.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all gonna make me do some stuff now. Hold on.
Man, I don't know how to do none of that stuff. You and Brian, I mean, Brian's the wizard of that stuff. He's like the internet king. Dude, if I can make videos like Brian, I'm telling you what's the truth. I love how you do it, man. I wish I was able. You should have a class on that.
I get too impatient with my videos. I'm like, yeah, just put it in there.
I'm sitting here talking and I'm muted. You know, Justin did the this book.
Yes.
Yeah.
I met with him a little bit ago because he's going to start doing streams with beekeepers with disabilities. So I was talking to him through all the stuff with StreamYard and showing him how to upload, intros and do all that kind of stuff and how to have the guests and all that. So he's going to start. I think he's got one tomorrow planned, but it's like 2:00. And I told him, I said, it just depends on work with me. So
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's cool.
can't
You
be
get
me.
involved with the community like that.
Is that the
Yeah.
special guest tonight? Or was it Mike Berry?
huh?
I was just being nosy. I said, is that the special guest tonight? Or is it Mike Berry?
Oh, tonight? There's no live
Wednesday.
tonight.
Oh, Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Well, and you know what? It's actually tomorrow. It's Tuesday at 8 Eastern.
Yeah,
it's,
okay.
It's on Bruce's channel this week. And
We got the Dirt Rooster and Yappy.
Why?
That's,
Where'd Rich go?
that's going to be crazy.
I don't know. He might have disconnected for a second. But did you guys figure out how to multi-stream? You can stream it to Bruce's channel and to everybody's channel at the same time.
Yeah, we've been keeping it on one person's. That way, just for the analytics of it, so that the analytics don't get split.
I got you.
So, because that way each one of us more or less gets the benefit, of the hours and the views and all that kind of stuff. So we spoke about that, and just to keep it, I think it just keeps it easier when we just do it on one person's page. So,
Hey, Lee, can you hear us now?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you. I got bad signal here at work.
Well, it's not like you're in a steel cage or anything.
Man, these crane operators, that is ridiculously hard, man. Hard. And you have to go through a lot to get certified. It blows me away that he can do that. I mean, that's hard.
crazy, yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to get out of it. 25 years has been enough.
Man, I'd have a heart attack just climbing up there.
How's your bees doing, Lee?
Oh,
Man.
gone.
Oh,
Show enough.
Show enough, show gun, baby.
Show enough.
Who's the master?
Bruce Leroy.
You can tell how old we are. We all watch the same stuff.
Well, it was the 80s, right?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Brian. I'm curious how long you've been keeping bees for, Brian. I was just curious.
This will be my 6th summer, I think it'll be.
Nice, man. Okay. Cool.
So,
right on.
I heard you guys talking about grafting. That's gonna be my big thing this year.
Nice, man. Yeah, we were just talking about that. That's a very meticulous, time management, micromanagement process. Queen grafting and queen rearing. You better have your shit together, basically.
Yeah, I literally have everything to do it. It's just I bought everything actually last year.
Nice.
And last year I had to start over. So, and I didn't want to graft anything last year. I just thought I'm going to build up colonies and, get colonies through the winter and then graft. So, but yeah, I literally have everything to do it.
You want strong colonies to do it off of, don't you? You want to do all these strongest colonies.
Did you see the little box thing they have that you put the queen in and the queen lays in all the cells in the little cage?
That Nico system or Nico system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it would be all right if she would lay it up quickly, right? Which I heard could be a problem with that.
Like anything in beekeeping, I've heard mixed reviews. So some people use that and love it just because you are 100% guaranteed then you know the age of the eggs.
Right.
You know the age when they're laid, larvae, you know age. The other thing that I'm going to use is that that Apame 7 frame, because I could take a frame, an old brood frame, separate her, onto that frame and just let her lay over there, and that's it. And then go check it. Make sure
presentation was awesome.
All right, I'm hearing feedback.
Yeah, I hear feedback too. I gotta, I'm gonna probably have to drop. I gotta walk the ball here. And
Bruce's presentation of that Apame, man, he was showing how he could split that thing and do all of that. It makes me want one really bad.
Yeah.
Well, they told me if I did a video that they would give me 50% off.
Do video.
Yeah, they said they would give me a code and then I'd have to order it, right? At 50% off and then do a video on it. But 50%, I mean, that's still $100 on the Nuke, right? On the 7 frame.
Well, that thing looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, hey Bob, if I drop off, it's a work thing going on.
Yeah, no worries.
That thing, you can split it down the middle. You can get frames with cells on them, split that thing down the middle and set up 2 colonies. If you're going to graft, you can throw your queen on that one side, let her lay up, so you have, the age then. Basically, you just start your clock. You throw your queen over there and then go back, however many days later, and you pull that frame.
Right.
It's not like you have to look through frames to find the appropriate age, larvae.
You can also use that nuke. You can also use that as 2-3 frame nukes, right?
Yeah.
So you could just basically put bees and brood in both sides and let them make queens on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, for walkaways, if you got time, you're not in a hurry,
Right.
All right, Hillbilly, turn down your speakers. Time as Honey's saying.
It ain't me, brother. It ain't me. I only have this computer.
Yeah, I don't hear any echo right now. Do you? I don't hear it right now.
No.
I hear a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Bob, I got to jump off here for some work stuff I got to answer.
All right, Brian, appreciate
I'll
you
stay in
swinging in,
the
brother.
I just can't stay on the camera.
All right,
Good
appreciate
to see you, man. Good talking to you.
Yeah, you guys
God
have a
bless.
good
All right, we'll talk to you later. All right, anybody that Brooklands, you want to come on? All right, time is
They're
up.
talking bees, ain't we, brother?
Well, I do hear the echo a little bit, Earl. I don't know what. You on a laptop or you on a desktop?
I'm on a laptop. You know what it might be? It might be my AC unit.
No, because when I talk, I can hear it come back. And I don't have my speakers on because I got my headset on, so it's just coming through.
Yeah, I don't have a headset. I just got this laptop. That's all it's on, man.
All right, sit. You back?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he's got a laptop, so his speakers are probably feeding back a little bit. You need to get some earbuds or something.
Does the headphones make that big a difference?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I might need to get some,
because
you know?
the mic can't hear what's going through it.
I'll give me some headphones, man. That's good to know. I mean, you know,
Or
I'm
even,
good at this stuff.
or even earbuds or whatever.
I got earbuds. Let's try that out and see if it helps Mike out. After.
So Ricky from Horizontal Hives is coming by Lee's house.
I don't reckon.
A horizontal making nuke? A horizontal nuke?
Why not?
Guess it's only got to be this wide.
Way better, Casey.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, I got the
there's
buds
no
on
sound.
now, man. Well, I learned something today. Why stay we on Earth except to grow?
I like Horizontal Hives, man. I watch him and
That dude is awesome.
yeah, I like his channel, man. Horizontal Hives been making some this Saturday to bring a horizontal mating nuke. Awesome, man.
Dude,
Why
you got
not?
to
Who
do a
says you
video
can't
on
do
that
it?
for sure. Well, what's
Yeah.
the difference between doing a horizontal hive and a nuke? I mean, you just have the follower board, right? So the follower board would only be like 2-3 frames, and then when it gets stronger, then you'd move it out of frame, right? So
See,
Man, that's awesome, Brian. He's saying he has a horizontal hive that is several nukes all in one. Had it
Yeah,
at the
I saw
Hive
that one.
conference. Oh,
It's like
man.
one right after another, man. You just
so
stack
like
a
a
bunch
queen
of nukes
castle,
in it. Yeah,
Man.
like a big. That'd be cool.
Okay.
it's
like to check
pretty
that out.
too. It's really pretty.
Hey, I got a hillbilly thing. Here's what we're talking about. So I was talking to Time is Honey earlier this morning, and I said, "What if we use the screen bottom board? This pertaining to hive beetles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we took the screen bottom board, and underneath the screen bottom board, we had basically a bug zapper." So when the hive beetles fell through the screen bottom board, they would get zapped and killed by the bug zapper underneath the bottom board.
That's genius. I like it.
So we could just basically make it on the inside, right, of the bottom board, and then just coil the wire.
Yeah,
So
man.
when a beetle touched both sides of the mesh, they just got zapped and they were done.
So cool.
And if we and for that matter, we could put a light underneath shining down, so wax moths would be attracted to the light from underneath and get zapped by the bottom.
Dude, we need to patent this right now. It's going to be the bottom board / bug killer.
we
Somehow
could be,
energize like some what is it? Some hardware cloth. Somehow energize it to where it's like when the bugs fall onto it.
Get you one of those tennis rackets and just tape up the push button thing and slide it in there.
we could be billionaires. Billionaires.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I think it would work, but the only question I had is how close do you have to get the mesh so it doesn't arc but will still hit a beetle?
Yeah, really. I don't know.
Highland Honey said, I would think exploding beetle parts when zapped would contaminate honey. Hey, not as much as hive beetle larva does. Not as much
Amen.
as hive beetle larva.
And let us not forget, those bugs are using the bathroom somewhere.
Right.
That'd be kind of fun entertainment. Go out there, watch beetles explode when they hit your little contraption. It's fucking.
Dude, it'd be like a symphony. You go out and you've got 25 colonies, and they're all just.
Another beetle gone.
Or I wonder if there's been a study. We talked about this on light, different colors of light, and what if
different
beetles,
light spectrums.
Yeah, light spectrums, because red lights supposedly don't affect the bees, right?
Right.
Well, we don't know what affects beetles, so maybe there's one that doesn't affect bees but affects beetles that beetles don't like and would leave.
I would like to think
they'll
it's
like dark.
some type of ultraviolet, some real type of ultraviolet light spectrum.
That's one
Because
of
if
the
they like it
things.
dark and warm, something cold and bright, go complete opposite ends of what they like. Because up north where Brian is, they don't deal with much of hive beetles like.
I mean,
down
they
here in
get
South
them,
Texas.
but I don't think their seasons. I
A little
mean,
bit shorter
I got
from-
them right now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm gonna
But
have them all year.
They come in where Brian's at, but the thing about it
Yeah.
up there, it's so cold they can't reproduce in the ground.
Oh, okay.
But they can reproduce in the hive.
Okay, so they still reproduce in the hive. Brian,
They
how were
can.
your hive beetles this year?
He said he had a few. He had a few.
You had a
hive
few?
beetles.
Okay.
I've seen-
Man, very few. See,
Nice.
Well, you
Okay.
guys saw my Swiffer sheets, right? My Swiffer sheets had them all over the place, and I've used these oil traps. I've got them. But the bad part about these things is they don't sit perfectly flush on the frames. So the bees run them underneath the edge, right? So you really have to take your hive tool and run it along here to crush them underneath the edge. I probably end up crushing more of them underneath the edge of this than actually get down in the slots. And then they don't want to go in the frames that well either, in between. So
Brian says he'll see 100 a year total. That's awesome.
And since I started maintaining all my hives with the peppermint, it's just they're rare. They're rare now versus that one hive that I did not put the peppermint in. Like I said, 2 weeks, man, they were everywhere. I just couldn't believe that it was even possible to have that kind of infestation.
you need to go back and watch my Game of Drones video.
Whew, I might need to. I think I have seen it.
The Game of Drones, when hive beetles attack, and I got the 5-gallon bucket with all the slimed out wax and
No, I haven't seen it.
beetle larvae, and they're just all. It was terrible, dude. I lost 9 colonies.
Wow.
It is a sickening sight when you see it. It makes you cry. I mean, it just is sad. It's just disgusting. You lose so much.
With the hive beetles?
Hive beetles, yeah.
What have you guys? I'm first year. You guys know that. What has been, in your opinions, what's the most devastating disease the hive can get that you've seen?
Oh, that
With
I've seen?
Beetles.
The beetles for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
beetles for me.
I mean,
Brian, what about you, man? Like, what's in your opinion? I mean, what's one of the more devastating
his
Brian,
disease
yeah.
is
you've
Rolomite.
faced?
Yeah, but he's in chat.
He's in chat.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say it's either gonna be.
I'm just curious because I'm curious to know, like, what's been the most devastating for the generational beekeepers out there the last 5-10 years, Okay. No issues. Okay, cool, Brian.
Just mites. See, just mites. Mites. Yeah, I mean, mites are. I mean, we've got mites, right? Obviously, we've got.
That's
mites.
a given.
But the mites here, because I can treat with OA and other things, I can keep them, knock on wood, in check. The hive beetles, I mean, I've tried everything. and they're still in there,
Okay.
right? Guardian. I've tried these little. Sorry, my secretary just brought me a note.
I ain't your secretary.
VA disability called me.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop,
Nice.
hang up, gotta go.
I gotta call him back.
He's like, "Bye, gotta go, guys." See ya.
But I've tried these. I've tried the ones that are reusable. I've tried the Swiffer sheets. Swiffer sheets, I notice the most beetles on them because it catches them, right? And they're still there whenever you go back.
Yeah.
So,
I use the CD traps and the peppermint, and between those two, it's rare for me to see a beetle, and one every now and then, but it's like they don't stay. You know, they don't. I've never had that. The only time I've ever had that kind of bad problem was the hive that I did not put the peppermint in, and they took it over quick.
I moved all my colonies. If you watch some of my early beekeeping videos,
I'll go back and do that.
I had them all at the back of my property. They were kind of dappled sunlight, right? Trying to keep the heat off of them. And they did really well. They exploded. And then the beetle population exploded and just wiped 9 of 15 colonies out. And I was able, then I just relocated them all to where they are now, which is direct sunlight. But they still have beetles in them. I mean, I bought Guardian Hive entrances. I got the top Guardian entrance. I got the main Guardian entrance.
I got peppermint on each side of the entrance.
Now I got peppermints on every level, you know.
I'm not kidding. If I can turn this thing to let you see out there.
That's snow.
Snow on the ground. Yeah.
That'll kill hive beetles, I think.
Yeah,
Snow.
man.
Okay, Brian. Okay, Brian. I'm tracking on your. I'm reading Brian's comments. Said any time of year after a real strong brood hatch, they'll be high. Okay.
Well, speaking of
Okay.
which, I just I OA'd my colonies yesterday because it was kind of cool out. They weren't flying, and it was kind of rainy, just a little mist. So I'm not scared of no rain. I went out there and fired up the old ProVap, and I hit them. I hit every one of them. So it I figured all the bees were in the colony, so get a good a good hit on them.
So you're going to use OAV this week, Brian? Okay. Did you said any time of year, but I guess my question, Brian, was what time of year like did you witness your highest mite count? It said after a strong brood hatch they'll be high, but was there a particular time of year where you saw your highest mite count? Was it in the spring, summer, fall?
I think
I'm
it's
guessing-
always going to be in the fall, right? When the bees start diminishing, but the beetle or the mite count is going up, right? Isn't that how that works?
Mm.
I always see the chart, right? And one's going down.
I'm asking you guys this because I want to know. I'm just curious, like, do you guys see different?
I'll be the
This
worst
is
one
maybe
to ask that because
Yeah.
I don't shake my bees.
Oh, okay.
So I watched Jason Crispin's video, and
Yeah.
I have much respect for all these guys. And
Yeah,
he's like,
same.
oh, shake
yeah.
the bees, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna treat them anyway. So
I follow my bottom board. I mean,
Okay, and
I
the summer.
watch
Okay,
my
cool. Thanks,
bottom
Brian.
line.
Appreciate you answering that for me, man. Definitely appreciate you on that. See, my mentor, what he said when he's managing his yard, if he has a yard with say 50 colonies, if he sees mites in one colony, he'll treat the rest of the yard. That's his logic for treating mites. He's like, I'll go through and treat the whole yard, because if you have mites in one colony in
You
a
got 'em
yard of
everywhere.
50, you got them everywhere.
my mentor does the same as well.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Every fall, all of them get it no matter what. That's what he does.
Okay, second week of September, Brian. Okay, that's when you saw your highest count. Okay, cool, man. Late summer through fall, Lee. Okay, cool.
So what are you guys doing outside of oxalic acid? Are you guys using something else as well?
Formic.
You're using Formic?
I use Formic.
Formic. Okay.
Now, I've heard good and bad things about that. I've never used it. I'll just say that. I've got
It's harsh. It's harsh. I mean,
yeah, the guy that I watched is kind of a negative Nancy to begin with. and he swears against it. He says it killed 10% of his queens, and
I have lost some queens.
So I don't know. So,
But
Okay,
the
you check
ones
every
that
other
made
brand.
it,
Okay, cool.
the ones that made it, you know what I mean? That
Right.
makes me feel like I just got rid of the weaker ones, you know.
right,
One, they're eat up with the Varroa, and so
Stable
that's
temperature.
already to me a weak stock. And so if the Formic hits them, because last year I had five hives that I treated with the Formic, and 3 of them died, or
Wow.
absconded, lost queen, whatever happened. 3 was gone, but you know what? 2 made it, and I'm like,
Right.
you know, these are the strong ones. This is what I want to keep.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
fact about Formic that I love is it gets inside the cap cells. Oxalic cannot do that. And I just feel like balancing the Formic, I'm going to say it, with the peppermint. The mites aren't really a big issue here for us as it seems like it is other places.
right.
I mean, they're here. It's just they don't plague us to death. I don't see deformed wing virus. I don't see this.
Now, I actually did have a colony a few weeks ago that I saw in the whole thing. I saw 4 with deformed wing virus.
Really?
And I went through the very net. What, Rich? You remember if it was? I told you it was the same day or the very next day. I mean, I pounded it with oxalic acid.
Yes. Yep.
I went right out and just pounded it.
Yeah, it
Okay,
can, bud.
Matter of
You're
fact,
exactly right.
I treated it first. I treated all my other colonies, and then I came back and treated it again at the end. And
I'm
I
following the
hammered
chat.
it twice.
Highland Honey says, I use OA in all the hives during a dearth, brood break, late autumn, and end of December, 1st of January. Okay.
Highland, where are you located? What part of the United States?
I'm South Texas area. Brian's up in Ohio. Hillbilly, you're up in Virginia, you said? Virginia State line?
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Virginia,
Kentucky
Kentucky line.
Okay, you're up there ways. Okay.
I know there's a lag, so when you ask somebody a question, it's like a little bit of a time in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I think being proactive. I mean, for me, it's
Ozark,
all okay. So out towards Arkansas. For me, it's about being proactive. The first year, I didn't have a plan. My plan was to have bees in a box, right? And what I found out is being reactionary is Missouri. Being reactionary beekeeper is very bad habit. You will lose.
You want to be ready.
You will lose. By the time it's a problem, you've lost the game already. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of like, you ever notice the bee that stings you? You never see that bee. That bee is coming in like 1,000 miles an hour and it just stings you and you didn't even know it until you got hit, right?
Last two that stung me, I didn't see.
Yeah, and my thing is if I can see what's happening in a colony, I can fix it. But if you get there and it's already in disarray and you have no plan, if you what's the old saying? If you don't have a plan to succeed, you have a plan to fail.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, Highland Honey, I see you. He's USDA Zone 5 pocket surrounded by Zone 6. I think I'm Zone 7 or 8.
I don't know what
according to
mine
Burpee.
is.
I think I'm Zone 7
I
or 8.
don't either.
Yeah, I think you're probably up with him, Hillbilly. You're up there with Zone 5 or 6, I think.
Tell you what I've noticed, though. I've noticed that native vetch is flowering. The spring lilies are up and flowering. My magnolia trees look like they're just about to pop. So hopefully.
I've got a few bushes and stuff that have flowers on them. And, it's just, they've got bulbs on them. Some of them are flowered. Some of them are bulbs. And then all of a sudden it gets cold again. And,
we get these
I'm looking for those red buds.
Yeah, we get these holly looking bushes down here in Texas. Those are the first to bloom. before even goldenrod or anything like that. So my mentor saying, he's like, once you see those little pollen sacs start popping on those, he's like, you'll know everything's going to start. Up, and you guys have red maple and stuff up north. Down here, it's these little holly bushes that we look for.
Yeah, it's you know, and I watched Barnyard Bees the other day. He said that once things start blooming, it's the time to start feeding your bees. He said because the early nectar flow typically is not enough to sustain the colony.
Hey, Bruce, what's going on, man? We're in here
Hey,
having a beach
what's
chat.
up, Bruce?
You need to get him on.
He's probably at work, man. What time? He's probably at lunch break. Let me see.
Hello, Bruce. Love that last video, brother.
I like all his videos.
Yeah, he's got us all wanting to buy an Nuke. I mean, I want one.
That thing looks like a good deal of fun, right?
It does. You can do so much with it.
It looks like you could do a lot of things with it. Real versatile.
The bees have so much more room for activities. Remember the Step Brothers movie?
Yes.
Bruce is off on Mondays. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe we'll get a Bruce sighting in the stream.
Your dog's so beautiful, man. I love your dog, man. She
loves
so
Ladybug,
gorgeous.
man. She watches Ladybug.
So beautiful.
Thank you, man. I love my little dog.
Man.
I've got 3 of them in the house.
She's gorgeous, man. Look at her.
I got
a dog, man.
All huskies are beautiful.
Okay,
yeah.
Look how mean. Nice. Ain't she so mean? Oh, don't eat me, Pitbull. Don't eat me.
Give me some kisses. So
I think that's the biggest. Gosh. Oh, y'all are going to get me standing on a soapbox over here about bee products? Ugh. Well, the main thing is, okay, if you've got 2 colonies, 3 colonies, small, okay.
That's me.
It's manageable, right? If you wanted to buy something, you could work that out. But when you start looking at an upgrade for something and you're doing it at 30, 25,
Bruce.
If you got 25 colonies, well, you need at least 50 supers, right? You're going to have at least 2 supers.
You need a yard like you got, full of everything.
Yeah, literally. It's like the Great Wall of bee boxes. In the kitchen, my kitchen, my wife's going to choke me out if I don't get that stuff out of the kitchen, man.
We should do the stream team should do like a special with their wives, like, hey man, get all your stuff out of our kitchen. Like, where does your beekeeper store their gear?
Oh, my wife, she's not happy. I got 6 cases of frames. I'm not talking about cases. I'm talking about cases. It holds. I think the medium frames are 72 frames, and the deeps are 52 to a case. Wow, and man. I have to get a storage building or something set up soon.
I'm using our building, and last time I filmed in there, I got jumped onto for showing everybody all our junk.
Yeah,
put that on there. I'm like, nobody cares. We're just people.
Yeah. Hey, my thing is, I like subscribers. I like my subscribers, but if they don't like something on my channel, that's why there's an unsubscribe. It's like, I think that Mike Berry has it right on point.
This is how I do, not how you should do.
Yeah, this is not a how to. This is a how I do, and. Yeah. Hey, you guys would be proud though. I went through and picked up all the trash out of the bee yard yesterday.
And your bee yard looks good.
I did get the rest of the wood shavings down.
Nice.
So that's a good thing.
I think I listened to Greg on that. I was talking to him about that beetle barrier, and there's another one you could put down as plastic. I just used the standard weed barrier.
Well, you know what? After the fact, when I ran out of the standard weed barrier, like you and I talked about, I got a little smarter and I started using the actual plastic that the wood chips came in, the bags.
Yeah.
And just cut them to make them in strips and put them down. And then have all of my chicken feed bags. I was like, man, why didn't I just use those?
Yeah.
You know, the chicken feed and the hog feed.
We got a comment from Bruce. He says, "Don't worry though. I should be home in plenty of time to host the stream team live with Yappy and Dirt Rooster, and we are so looking forward to that, brother."
Yeah, we're looking forward to that one, man.
For sure. And, you know, I really sucks. I started back at the bread company a month ago.
We have an entire single wide trailer full of storage.
You on your own route?
Yeah. Well, I don't own it. I work for somebody that owns 15 routes.
Yeah.
So I get paid a salary, but I still have to be at work at 2 a.m, right? So I end up missing stuff that I wasn't missing a month and a half ago. Now I'm having to miss to go to work. You know, I could just...
You'll get it lined out, man.
I just need to sell a bunch of honey.
Hillbilly,
bunches.
Hillbilly, your dog's burning a hole through the side of your head.
I know it. She's begging
so
me to go play with her.
Look at her.
Come play with me, Daddy. Come play with me.
Oh,
She
man,
don't understand YouTube.
Hey, Brooklyns, I got the link is in the chat if you want to come join us for a few minutes. Love to have you on. We're
Yes,
just
sir.
chilling with our bee buds and talking about, you know,
everything,
issues, concerns, anything, everything.
Just guys hanging out, man. Just guys hanging out.
That's it. The midday. You know what? We've actually done pretty good for being in the middle of the day. You know, we got 8 that's been on pretty consistent. So, you know, we appreciate every one of you.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
It's hard to get midday too because everybody's working, and like I'm a disabled veteran, self-employed. I run my own business, make my own schedule. My business is about to get really busy because I'm in the service industry type business, and spring and summer and are my busy times of the year. And I'm already getting stocked up for March. You know, I'm gearing up for March already. So
right. I started seeing a lot of people that do that here out and about.
Yeah.
Getting out and getting those windows cleaned and everything.
Yep. So it's going to be busy. I'm already set. The types of houses I do are 6,000-7,000 square foot ranch houses, you know, big houses. So I have a life outside of this. I know you guys see me a lot here. Like I work.
I don't.
I don't either.
My life is pretty much going to work, coming home, working the bees.
Yep.
Maybe making a YouTube video, which I need to get back and making those, but the weather's been kind of bad. I've had.
And let me say,
going on.
Just so you know, that split thing you do with those 2 GoPros, I love that. I love being able to look at what you're doing and still see you at the same time. I really enjoy that.
All right. Well, I'll have to start doing some more of that.
Feedback, yeah, I do too. I like seeing the double perspective of what you're doing, but also seeing how you're working the bees, because that's good educational, because you're also it's showing the process of working the bees while we're seeing what you're seeing, and you're giving the person who wants to watch, hey, how's he working the bees?
Well, that's kind of the thing. We see a lot of videos, and I know my videos are long.
No, not long enough. I love them.
When I'm working something, I try to talk what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking as I'm going, right? So not always do I make the right decision. I understand that. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? But but at the same time, at least you can follow my I think you can follow my thought process of what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
Does that make sense as compared to, well, what did he just do? Why'd they do that? And it's going to be
nice. Castle Hive said Brian just said been talking to Yappy on how to utilize 2 cameras. Ordered a boom today for my tripod. Going to use a GoPro 9 and a 7. Nice, Brian. We're looking forward to that, man.
So yes. I've got the GoPro 5 and I've got a GoPro Max.
Nice.
The Max I like. I mean, it does actual 360 video, but I don't think you can upload 360 video to YouTube.
Yeah.
So you got to pick one camera or the other, right?
Doesn't Bruce use an iPhone? Bruce Bees is using his iPhone to do his videos.
Hey, those new iPhones have kick-ass cameras.
I actually just upgraded my iPhone to getting one this week. Yeah, they got T-Mobile and Sprint have a deal going on right now. You can upgrade your phone for like $50, any like an iPhone. Yeah,
yeah,
iPhone
dude, I'm
and
like
an M50. Okay,
I'm super cheap on my phone.
Me too.
I bought my phone outright from Best Buy. However, I just use Cricket, which works on the AT&T network, and we got 4 lines for $100 a month, and that's
nice, Brian. Got a Samsung 22. Its camera is nuts. Nice. I know these phones are coming out with now. It's like you could shoot like movie quality video on them now, and then you can go through it, edit them, bam, upload it, movie done.
Who is the
A lot of people don't realize that when your phone is straight up and down, you'll get that narrow picture. But if you turn your phone sideways, it'll fill up the whole screen.
Super widescreen. Yes.
But you know, on my Samsung, when I'm going live and I turn my phone this way for the panoramic, it tells me on the screen to turn it back upright. So that's why
that would aggravate me. I don't like to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Good night, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's taking off, guys. Good night, Brooklyn.
God bless.
All right. Thanks for checking in, Brooklyn. I watched his last video. Did you hear the wind blowing?
Yeah.
It was
they
crazy.
were having 100-mile-an-hour winds over there, man. They're having some big wind over there. What I understand, I was watching videos. People were getting blown around on the streets in the UK. It was crazy. I was like, man, these people aren't walking around. Not saying they were crazy, but to see that wind, it was like, geez.
So you just ordered an iPhone 13?
Yeah, through Sprint T-Mobile. They have a promotion going on right now. Depending on what phone you trade in,
right?
You can get an iPhone 12 or a 13. And you pay like an extra $30 a month. You know, you get a trade-in value of like $400 to $600, and then you get a new phone. Yeah, so I ordered mine. We should be getting it Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
I'll see what the Walmart prepaid offers.
I know. It's like, hey, take mine. Yeah.
Well, you know, Cricket is basically a prepaid. I mean, I got to pay it every month or they shut it off. It's the same thing.
Right.
But you know, I went
problem with the iPhone. Okay.
I went through the whole contract thing, and those $300 cell phone bills are no fun.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
The best.
I'm on a month to month. I'm on month to month, man, with my carrier because I was grandfathered in on an old plan. I haven't changed my plan. All I do is just upgrade my phone. I've never upgraded my plan, so I'm month to month with my carrier. It's so great. I don't have a contract.
Nice.
Well, I love
never
month
changed
to month,
it,
especially with my kids. You know what I mean? Where which my kids and my wife, they have better stuff than me, which I think that's how it's supposed to be. So I make sure they get what they need first.
Yeah. I usually do. I don't complain when my wife gets something. It's because I spend way too much money on beekeeping. Way too much.
Yeah, I know, right? Hillbilly's like, that's why.
The actual amount is unknown.
It only took my wife 3 years to say, "Man, we sure do spend a lot of money on beekeeping stuff."
My wife asked me, why would you buy those expensive hives and then just give them away? I'm like, because I'm getting someone else involved and helping them out. And that is going to increase the bees, increase the beekeepers. I don't need a fancy hive. And just because it's in their yard, I'm the one that gets to go work it. We still splitting the honey, so it ain't going nowhere. It's just a good investment.
Me and my mentor have been talking about putting together like an old school beekeeping jamboree down here in Texas, like an old school style, to where it's old school style. You bring beekeepers from all over the state, and you have it at one yard where everybody for the 6 week, an old school where it's for 6 weeks during the breeding season, where you're queen rearing, you're swapping genetics, the way he told me, he was like, the way the old school beekeeping jamborees were. He said, you would go there with gear, and he said, you would come back with more than you left with. That's how it worked out with the old school beekeeping jamborees, because you were going there and you were sharing genetics. You met people. It was a community event, basically. but it also shared genetics of the bees.
Now, how long would an event like that last?
What he was telling me is you want it to last during the queen rearing season. So
But
he said he said when they would do it when he was growing up, I think he said it was about July or August they would do it.
Excuse me, guys. She's wanting to go outside. I'm gonna take her out real quick.
Do your
All right,
thing,
buddy.
man.
All right, I'll just.
What he
drop
was
him
saying
out
was
when he comes back.
What he was saying was around July or August for 6 weeks. But it's a whole it's like an event, man, basically. You know,
So
you would go to somebody's property, right? This is
Right.
how we were discussing it. Like, say somebody who has like 50 acres, 60 acres, right?
Right.
Would say, hey, you know what, you got
Check this out. Hey,
hey, Bruce.
What's up,
Hey,
guys?
Bruce.
I got
Oh, see, look, he's sporting his college jersey.
He's getting ready to pull out the
Repping today.
PB&J sandwich.
well, so no, I've already eaten my. I got just
Tangerine.
yeah.
How are you today, sir?
Good. How are y'all doing?
I
We're
feel
doing
okay.
good.
It's
We're
weird
just-
talking to you.
Hillbilly. Is Hillbilly gone? Is he still
Oh,
there?
he had to take his dog out real quick. He said he'd be right back. We're just hanging out talking about some treatments and stuff we're doing, and the crazy weather. How's your weather been over there?
Oh, it's been spring-like weather here. Although it was a little crazy yesterday, but not too bad.
Well, we went from
Did a bunch of splits on Saturday and put cells in them yesterday.
Nice.
now. Did someone graft the cells for you, or did
Yeah,
you do
we
it?
had a commercial friend of mine had access to some from East Georgia. He went over and bought hundreds of them, and I got 45 of them yesterday.
East
Nice.
Georgia is like a little over an hour away from me, like Augusta, maybe a little bit south.
I think it's probably south. It's more down like Savannah area.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
I gotcha.
but I'm not.
Brian said, "Oh boy, Bob lets anybody in."
That is right for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the comments either, so who knows what people are saying.
He
Nah,
was the
Brian
first
said-
one.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was the
there
first
you go.
one.
Here's Lee. There you go. Look who we got.
Hey.
Earl.
Hey, buddy.
Hey man, what's up?
Big fan, Bruce. Big fan. Love your work. Love it.
Still got to get some peppermint because I'm seeing hive beetles already.
Yeah, me too. I've had one that already had larvae in a nuke. There was only a small circle of them. I just took the frame out, froze the frame, and I did do the peppermints. And I will say that I have seen less beetles in my colonies since I put them in there. Now they are
I gotta
melting.
say, I can't say that there's no such thing as a magic cure, but the peppermint with the hive beetle traps, I think it's as good as you can get myself.
I've not tried it yet, so I don't have an opinion on it.
You will.
Yeah, I tell you, I actually told a guy at the bee supply store about it, and he kind of chuckled. Older guy, he chuckled, and I'm like, hey, don't. But at the same time, he was buying 100 beetle traps,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
Well, I'll tell you, it's worth every penny of those beetle traps if you save your colonies.
oh, absolutely. Now, which ones do you have the best luck with?
I just use the Beetle Blasters and the
These things?
Yep, that's what I use.
So what are those, Bob? Those are the
Beetle Blasters?
yeah. What? Okay.
They're what, like $1 something a piece?
Put oil in them.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
put oil in them. Some people put diatomaceous earth. I think I've seen you put gel in them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
Well-
you get? I bet you got a bunch of crap about that.
Oh yeah, I get crap about everything.
But you know what? I
Hey,
did
whatever
it too.
works, man.
I
Whatever
did it
works.
too. I actually saw that video and went and bought some roach gel, and I put it in the little square black trap in the bottom.
I
So
lost
where do you put
guys.
those at,
Hold on.
Bob? Do you put those at the entrance?
Hold on. Ugh.
We see you. You can't see us
Yeah,
anymore.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah.
we can
Yeah.
hear you.
So we hear you fine.
Where do you put those at, Bob?
So the little black beetle, well, I forget what they call them now, but it's a little black trap that's foldable. It's almost like a CD case, only smaller. Hold on, let me add
Beetle
Yeah.
jails or whatever.
beetle jail. There he is.
There we
Somebody
go.
called me and I couldn't get back on. I couldn't hear you, or you couldn't hear me, or whatever. So
I actually put that gel inside of the little beetle, the black beetle trap that you put on the bottom.
the Beetle
I mean,
Barn,
the beetle barn. Yeah, that's it. I put that in there. But what I find happens with that one is,
they push it out.
well,
They crap out the front. That's what they do on mine.
what happens with mine, it seems like that the beetles go in there and then the bees propolize the thing closed.
Yeah.
And then it don't do any good anymore. So you got to take it back out and open it, clean it, and put it back in. So
Well, if
Those
you,
bees, they just don't do what we tell them, do they?
when I use that, well, they don't like it either. They can probably smell it and they propolize it. But in those Beetle Blasters with a couple of drops of that Avion, they'll literally fill up with beetles, probably thousands of beetles in one trap.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
They're unbelievable. But it is not the recommended use, and so whatever. I mean, I've had people tell me you shouldn't put those chemicals in my hive. I'm like, look, the bees aren't getting to it. And
right.
if it saves the colonies, then why not? But I lost a lot. So
You
Well,
lost
we
what
got
you
a
said,
new
Bruce?
idea, Bruce. We got a new idea. We're going to have the screen bottom board, right? And then just a few inches under the screen bottom board, we're going to put one of those beetle zappers. So everything that goes through the screen board,
It's
not my idea. It was a combined effort.
So yeah,
we're gonna try that and get back to me.
Yeah, that's what Bob was saying.
hey, and then we could put a little solar array on it, so it's just solar powered, right? So you don't have to battery it or anything. So as long as the beetles could hit the positive and negative and zap, then we could have a beetle zapper. So it's the idea. Or what about I don't know if there's been any studies, because most of the studies seem to be on mites and not so much on hive beetles. But if the beetles have an aversion to like a certain color of light, like, red. Hold on one second. I got to mute.
What's he telling her?
Sorry, I had to crowd control. but if they're, red light doesn't affect the bees, but I wonder if any of those kind of light spectrums have any effect on beetles at all, because they like it dark too. So if there's any good way to come up with any tests for that kind of stuff.
I don't know. Who knows?
We called you in because you're the brains of the operation.
Well, you guys are throwing stuff out there I've never thought of or tried before, so I can't comment on that.
We're just brainstorming, man. Just brainstorming.
And between the three of us, we make one good brain.
Absolutely. Or half of one.
But yeah, we've just been brainstorming ideas. But I will say the peppermints did seem to help. We'll see how often I got to reapply them and stuff. So
saw someone put salt, like animal salt, in front, like not the blocks, but like crushed up animal salt in front of their hive, around their hives, and it keeps the weeds down. It also supposedly helps with beetle control. So there's an old timer here in Alabama who's he may be the largest commercial guy. He's like a Native American. You never see his picture anywhere. He said, we don't do that. So I can't get him to do a video, but I went up a couple of months ago and went up to his place. He's about 140 miles north of here, a place called Dadeville, Alabama. And it almost sounds to me like he thinks the beetles are as much or more of a problem with diseases as the mites are. He's been doing it for 50 years, been all over the world doing bees, and he feels like the beetles bring diseases and viruses into the hives. They're just nasty. He just can't stand beetles, and I agree. They're horrible.
That's exactly what we were saying earlier.
Control the mites. I mean, he's got a couple thousand hives, and he does control the mites as well, but he does not. he went through. He was originally in the old timer beekeeper where you didn't have to worry about that stuff. And then he said they had a big kill off with the tracheal mites, whenever that was. And then the varroa mites and beetles each came in, and they all have brought their own problems. And it was interesting talk. I just went up there one day and just hung out with him for, drove up there in the morning and hung out with him for 2 or 3 hours and just picked his brain. And he showed me his operation, and it was just a kind of a neat day. I told him I'd come work for him a couple of days this spring, but I don't know when I'm going to have time to do that. It's just crazy right now. So,
When's
You know,
your
I
bees
really
coming
believe. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
back? Sorry, when's your bees coming back from
all right,
pollination?
next couple of weeks.
Next couple weeks.
Soon, yes. It's about to get real.
Yeah. When you get that check.
I already got half of it.
is that kind of how it works? They give you half up front and half when it comes back?
I honestly think people say, how do you do it? I honestly think it depends on each broker. I think it depends on each situation. I personally, my story is I've got just south of the line here are some huge commercial beekeepers. And I've got a friend right here in Alabama, right just a few miles from me. He's actually a banker. That's Davis. If you've ever seen me talk about Davis in my videos, he's a young guy, probably in his early 30s, 33, 4 years old. And he's kind of like me. He's a sideliner, but he's growing. And he's the guy that's always pushing me to do the pollination stuff and do the bees on pallets and split them. But he actually has connections. He knows all these guys down south. He knows all these big commercial beekeepers around. And so, but he's the one that kind of got this all set up for us. I have 48 colonies out of 408 on the truck, I think it was. And so I'm pretty small time, but he got the whole truck together. We did go with a bigger group. I think they sent 9 truckloads out, 8 or 9 truckloads out with their company, but we provided one of those trucks for them. And Davis set all that stuff up. So basically, I think it all depends on the broker. It all depends on the grower. It's all just, I'm sure there's kind of a standard, but I think
I love it. It's kind of like a cattle co-op. Where you have several people selling cattle. They would come by and say 3 or 4 or 5 farms will load up one truck and send it out. So I like that idea.
Those, the guys down that we sent ours with, they're sending 9 truckloads, and Davis put one together. So I'm not sure where they're getting all their bees from, but they have they didn't start beekeeping, I think, until 2018, but they went all in, went commercial, and they're up to thousands of colonies now, and that's what they're doing full time. The young guy Tyler, if you saw him in my one video where we were loading up, he's kind of the young guy. He's kind of like Davis is. He's also in the banking industry, but he's going to go full time bees. He's already got, I think, 700 or 800 hives, 600 or 700 hives. But his went big time, and so he's kind of the guy that drove over to Georgia today and picked up a bunch of for us.
I don't even see. I wouldn't even have the room to put that kind of hives. You have to get mega land from somebody.
Well, you just have people. You just have to know people, or know. You just have. People love bees, and if you know family or friends or people, you can find places to put it. Like,
yep, easy.
It's. I live on a 3rd-acre lot in my hometown. I don't have the land, but my mom has a farm where I've got a few, and then my uncle had that one spot up in Ozark, and then a friend here at work, his mom has a spot down in Slocum, and then the pollination bees just kind of get moved from place to place, and so depending on where the convenience or what's going on, and so you just ask around. If you ask around, if you know people are interested, you can find spots to put them. But my problem is I have to drive, so much between them, and that kills my time.
Right.
You're probably working 12-hour shifts if you're working at a hospital, ain't you?
I work 4 10-hour days. I'm a physical therapist, so.
Oh, nice, Bruce. Okay.
I do have, I normally have Mondays off, but tomorrow we've got our high school team is playing in the semifinals of the state championship.
Nice, man.
We're driving
Good luck, man.
Teenage kids and going to that game. I switched today and tomorrow at work.
Nice, man. So you're physical therapist, Bruce?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Okay, awesome, man. That's cool.
It
shows the diversity of there's people behind the beekeepers,
Oh,
it really does. It shows that there's not just the beekeepers. Like, hey, these are other people that serve the public or have families or
It
Yeah.
just proves what I already know about Bruce, man, just by watching him. He's a good guy. He cares. He cares about people, and he's
Yeah.
got a lot of love in his heart. I can tell that about him just by watching him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I probably love my bees and the YouTube stuff as much as I do my job, but I got to make money.
Right.
I know, right?
Although I'll tell you, I make my bees. I'm at the point now to where I've kind of figured out, at least until now, how to make a little profit with the bees. It's not enough to live
Good
on
for
yet,
you. Yeah.
but I do okay. I'm able to sell the honey, and that's where my main income has been. Although it's the hardest work and it's the least desirable.
Profitable.
It's so tricky to try and manage the honey and the beetles and the mites and the bees and everything.
Oh, hey, what's up, Ian? Bruce, Ian wants to know how's the almond bees.
Holy crap! Wait a minute. Ian's on our stream.
We got,
Yeah, hey.
we've hit the big time, boys.
What
We
is
got
that?
Bruce and Ian.
What was the question? I can't see.
He wants to know how your bees are doing.
Oh, they're
Here's my blue one.
The almond
Right.
bees.
From what I understand, they're doing well. They're brooding up really. It's going to be crazy when they get back. They've been in a really good spot. My bees are basically, if you know Jose, the California beekeeper,
Love him.
he's in Williams, California. That's where he has some of his pollination stuff. And actually, our bees are in that same town. So
Nice.
he's been keeping me posted. He hasn't seen my bees, but he knows what's going on in that area. And he said the bees are just blowing it out right there. And I don't think he lives there, but that's where he does a lot of his pollination stuff, is right there in Williams, California.
Hey.
So that's kind of cool having boots on the ground, someone I know right there,
Right.
nearby.
Any
That
problems?
He asked for a truckload back a month or two ago. That's where they went. They went to Williams, the ones that he brokered in there. So
Now, Bruce, I remember in one of your live streams, I think it was with the stream team back a couple weeks back. You guys were saying that the California farmers have gotten real in touch with you guys about the health of your bees during the pollination, and keep helping you guys maintain that health, the colony health.
wait, now tell me again about the health of the bees.
Yeah, like helping maintain.
Oh, the question. I think, well, they don't manage the bees. Well, they do check on them. Like they make sure there's bees in the box and they grade them.
Mm-hmm.
But now, unless you actually have someone boots on the ground in that area, I don't think they actually manage your bees at all.
Okay.
And they may set out, like when they were in Central California the last couple of years, they would set out water stations for them because it's real dry there.
Right.
And they make sure they have maybe some resources. But once those almonds click it on, and I think in Northern California they don't have the issues with the dry climate like they do a little bit south. So,
it's bad in Southern California where the almonds are.
but once the almonds click it on up there in Northern California, up in that Williams area, the bees just go crazy. They do really good. And so Tyler was just out there. I don't know if his are up in where ours are. I think his are a little different spot, but he just went out there last week, I think, and sent a lot of pictures back about, the almonds, his bees working the almonds and stuff. It was pretty cool. And
Hey, Bruce, Ian asked, how long until the flowers drop?
the almonds,
Yeah.
I think they're just about done. California. I think they're pretty close. I think a week ago they were in full bloom and they're starting to. I think we're just about the end of it now, from what I understand.
Where will your bees go from the almond pollination?
They're just going to come back home. And the last couple of years I've put them on watermelons, but this year I think I'm just going to put them. I've got a farmer who lives closer to me, who Midland City is just like 5 or 10 minutes from my house. And where I had it before, it was like 35 or 40 minutes away, 35 minutes away anyway, at least. So we're just going to put them near a cotton field, and we're just going to manage them and not worry about the watermelon crop.
Yeah.
Then I take care of them, do splits, and not have to drive so freaking far to try and get stuff done.
That's got to be a big part of the process, huh? When you're driving through and having your yard spread out like that.
Yeah, it takes so much time, and I've just got really 2 days a week to work them.
Yeah.
This past week, I did a bunch of splits on Saturday and put sales in yesterday. I try to avoid Sundays if I can, just for personal beliefs. Try to avoid doing stuff on Sundays, but sometimes I have to.
Yeah.
It's the only day I have off. Look who came back.
Oh my gosh, there he is. Hey, y'all,
What's up, buddy?
tomorrow night is going to be crazy, you guys. Tomorrow night's going to be. If any of you guys
Looking
know
forward
either
to it.
you guys or watch their channels, then getting them all there together is just going to be a riot. Originally, I had Dirt Rooster and Brian was like, "Man, you should ask Yappy too." And I talked to Yappy, and he was like, "Heck yeah!" And so,
Well, Yappy told me, he said those two were sitting down, and I forget where it was at, but they started with this, like, I forget what the heck he said, like the distinguished man voice. And he said they literally kept it up for like a half an hour, just sitting there, talking all. And I thought, oh, man.
it's going to be wild. I don't know, Brian, if we've ever seen anything like we're going to see tomorrow night. Because each brings in, they've each got well over 100,000 subs, and now a lot of them cross over. I know, but
all you need to add is Mr. Ed.
Yeah, we've thought about. We might try to get him in there soon.
Yeah, Mr. Ed's. I love that guy, man.
I said that.
Yeah, have you ever seen him not smiling? He's always smiling.
He was like one of my first inspirations. Dude, look at this guy. He's loving life. He's loving what he's doing. I was like, man, that looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, Mike knows him personally, Mike Berry, and I asked him, I said, does he ever not smile? And I think he said, I don't know.
I don't think he's ever not smiling, that man,
But we had we're going to have a little bit of a surprise tomorrow night. I guess we can just tell you guys already. We're going to have Mike Berry's going to co-host with us because Greg's going to be now. He might be able to check in for a little while, but he's got another commitment, and so that'll be fun because I think Mike actually knows Dirt Rooster. I don't know how well he knows Yappy. He's met Yappy, but I don't know how well he knows him. But that ought to be fun having him. Mike and then Greg will be checking in and out. Maybe hopefully he can stay on there for a while because he's going to miss out if he can't. But he's going to do the best he can to check in. I think.
I said, Bruce, when I looked at Yappy, put it on his community page, and there was already 200 and some likes. I thought, oh man,
it's going to be huge. It really will be huge.
What you all will probably see me do is Bruce is going to be doing what he's doing now. He'll be doing the talking, and I'm just going to be doing this and typing. And
I'll tell you who's going to be doing the talking is Yappy.
Whose page is this going to be on tomorrow?
It's on mine. It's on Bruce's.
Bruce's.
Yeah.
I'll be posting. I guess I can repost on the StreamYard, but I'm going to be posting on my community. Probably, I like to post one that same day.
There it is. Okay, I got it. Got you.
But yeah, it's going to be on mine.
It's going to be impossible to keep up in the chats. There's going to be so many people on there. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, it gets crazy. Just the side, even the side conversations.
That's why we got like 5 or 6 moderators.
Yeah. Out of all the YouTube communities, this is probably the coolest one out there. No kidding.
Oh yeah.
There's so many different YouTube communities out there, but this one is by far the coolest. It's got some of the weirdest people I've seen. I love it. I really do. This is
hey, I'm right here.
You meet nerds from all over the place. You really do. I mean, we're managing an insect. I mean,
whose internet is that?
Yeah. How much more nerdy can you get?
Right.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of grown guys and women out there managing bees.
Like Greg says, I get all geeked out about it.
Yeah, it is. It's a total kind of nerd paradise, in my opinion. In the bug world.
Did you guys see that video that Ian put out with the snow drifts up to the top of his balcony? Ian, move to a warmer climate.
I said it would make for like examining his downspouts and roof easy because he's right eye level with it.
That was insane.
I've never seen nothing like that before.
Yeah, that's wild.
How short is Ian's season?
His season, like he says, he has to. If you watch him, he has very specific times where he's lined up and he's scheduled and does everything.
Because they only got like winter in July, right?
Winter in July.
Yeah, his season is so narrow that, if you procrastinate for 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you've missed your opportunity to really do what you wanted to do it during that time frame. So it's kind of like, I mean, like ours, we typically run from, we don't see packages or people selling nukes until the earliest that we can get packages where I'm at is the end of April, first week of May.
Okay.
And then, you know, once we get to, you really don't do anything as far as, I mean, you won't split or do anything like that. Oh gosh. I mean, they really say like the summer solstice, you know, and after that, you're beefing up for the winter.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, once, at least here, once summer solstice, and I'm sure it's everywhere, the days start getting shorter.
Yeah.
So the queen starts ramping down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that
And they pick up on that right away too.
Yeah.
Spring equinox this year is March 20th.
Okay, so it's coming up. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's when the
spring
day will get
equinox.
longer. Okay.
Well, daylight savings hits March 13th. So in 2 weeks, you know, because I just looked at that yesterday, I'm like, man,
days are going to get longer.
when is it finally going to hit? And March 13th, I looked, and we won't have sunset on March 13th is 7:28 p.m. where I'm at.
Wow.
And I thought, praise Jesus.
Well,
Amen, brother.
you guys can't even hardly, like a walkaway split is almost non-existent for you because you're looking at like a month of no production, right? If they're queenless, they made a queen, so that's 16 days, and then it's gonna, once she hatches, probably another week before she flies out and gets mated and comes back, and then she'll start brooding, and that's another 3 weeks before they hatch.
I'll do them, but you're talking in like May. And that's it. Because after that, I mean, you know.
Well, you've missed the whole honey flow, any kind of flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 44 degrees right now.
I'm colder than you.
Well, you're a little bit more north.
We are 36 degrees right now.
Nice.
Wow. What do you guys got? 85, 75?
64.
You're hotter. You're warmer than I am. I'm at 50. It says 61. Let's see, 61 right now.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to have a high of 69. Our sunset today is at 7:01. Or no, I'm sorry, 6:32, 6:34. I'm sorry. Sunrise is 7:01.
So I got
we're having
70 tomorrow.
High
I'm
this
so
week
far
is
back
gonna
in the
be
woods.
81.
They got a pump sunshine in here.
No,
Our
we're
sunset today is 6:13.
Okay,
Bruce
so you're
says
still
it's
having some
58
pretty
where
late
he's at.
sunsets up there.
So Bruce and
58 down
I,
in Florida.
Bruce and I have very similar temperatures. It seems like.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have warm here in Texas and rain, which is what we both need for the flowers to bloom. And when the roadside flowers start blooming here, I'm gonna throw a video up. That way I can show everybody like what kind of bloom we have here. And we have a really beautiful bloom here when everything pops out real nice. I mean, you could drive down these roadsides and it's just a mix of, you know, a bunch of wildflowers, man. It's really amazing to see. And once that happens, you know, I'm going to post that. And then that way people can kind of see what kind of flora is down here. Cause there's some really nice stuff down here, man.
We got Shogun again.
Shogun.
Who's the master?
Earl, your pup there looks exactly.
She is so beautiful. I love your dog, man. She is so
that
gorgeous.
Ladybug's brother?
No, but she does look a lot like Ladybug, doesn't she? She's
crazy.
She's 2 years old.
Wow.
She's so beautiful. Look at her.
Thank you very much. I love my dogs. I love my pit bulls and my honeybees. I'm okay with people, but I get along good with the dogs and the bees.
Because they can't say nothing back to you.
Oh,
I prefer my animals and my bees most of the time.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
You know what I said before? You
See you,
could,
Bruce. Good day, sir. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Buddy.
It was nice having you, man.
Yeah,
God bless, Bruce.
It was cool actually like being on chat with you, man.
What I said before is you could take a, you know, any like friend, any like a human, you know, friend. You put that person in the trunk of your car and you love now hang on. and you put your dog in the trunk of the car. Leave him in there for a day. When you open up that trunk, that
Seems
dog
happy to see
will
you.
happy to see you, and your friend's going to come out swinging.
Right.
See,
That's crazy.
that's a test right there.
Yeah, man.
That
That's
is true.
You
The
know?
only problem is if you put them in the trunk here for too long, they'll then die from
Suffocate.
heat exhaustion. Yeah.
Well, that, you
Suffocate.
put a little tube or something that way and give them a bottle of water.
Give them one bottle of water.
Yeah, yeah. And when you open up that trunk, that dog is going to jump out happy as can be to see you. You know? So that right there, that tells you something.
That's
Yes,
cool.
sir. You know
Unconditional
who loves
love.
you.
Brian, do you have any plans for expanding your bee yard, your apiary?
I'm going to go to, I think I have enough that I can keep 12, but
Okay.
10 is kind of like, that's like the spot where I'm kind of good. I mean,
Okay. Nice,
I just, you know, with work and family,
Sometimes it's hard to balance it, right?
yeah.
I mean, like yesterday, to be honest with you, I didn't feel like going out because it's a little cold for here, not cold for you guys. But it was like, you know, the bees weren't flying at all. There was a little bit of rain. And I just went out and OA'd, you know, the colonies. And I could have very easily sat here behind the YouTube machine and, you know, just watch videos. But I figured they were all in the colony. Might as well hit them.
Best time
Yeah.
to do it, huh?
Yeah.
So, hey guys, if you haven't checked out Brian's Etsy page, you should check out his neat little beehives. You still are selling them, correct?
I can't, yeah. You know, the last person actually that bought one today was, there you go.
Let me. Is there a way to? Hey, you'll be able to tell me this. Is there a way to make you like solo? There you go. Break it down for us.
Well, this is only part of one because I'm printing it, but it's got the, you know, you've got your stand with the bottom board. It's got the brood box. I got to print the frames for that though. You've got the,
You got screen and everything.
you got the queen excluder.
That's so cool.
It's got the
Love it.
super with the frames, and then I've got the inner cover and the outer cover. But
And
yeah,
a
it's complete.
feeder too.
Yeah, there's a feeder and there's even an entrance reducer. So yeah,
And what's that set go for on your Etsy store?
this complete one with everything is $37.50. But if you guys,
Good price.
I'd do a little deal for you guys. So there's a
That's-
coupon code that you can use on there now for 10% off. So
All right, what's the code? I'll put it in the chat for anybody.
I think it's on there now. I think it's Stream Team.
Oh, it's coupon code is Stream Team.
Let me go on to my Etsy, and I think actually it is. I think it's active now. Like if you click on it, yeah, it's Stream Team.
All right, so code Stream Team. Matter of fact, you can drop the link in the chat in the YouTube if you want to. Stream Team.
Here. I'd have to go. Yeah, code Stream Team.
Does it matter if it's capital or lowercase?
I don't think so. And my Etsy, let me see if I can get the Etsy page. Copy. There we go. If you can see that. I might not be able to post links without being a moderator.
Really? I don't think.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we
Funny
can
like that.
fix that. We can fix that. Hold on. Castle Highs.
Add moderator.
Put in timeout. Oh, no. Add moderator. There we go.
Come here, buddy.
There we go.
Now
Yeah.
see it.
You know,
There we I can show
the
that.
last
right
person actually that bought one of those hives, you know who it was?
Who?
We talked about him a little bit ago.
Mike.
Ian?
Bruce?
Nope.
Mike Berry?
Nope.
Damn, we talked about a lot of them.
Jason Chrisman.
Oh, really?
Jason
Jason?
Chrisman?
Yeah. He's got a couple things for me. But yeah.
Let's see if I can figure out how to put everybody back in in view here. Group layout.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I actually had to I got a second 3D printer coming, and I got the shipment. I got the email today that it shipped. I got so busy on selling those things that I had to extend out my shipping to 3 weeks. I had so many orders.
Good for you.
And I'm just now catching up with Jason's today. That's 3 that I have to print, but the one here, it'll finish tomorrow. But my second printer should be here Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh,
and then I'm going to be able to double up. I mean, I'll have that extra bandwidth that I could print, so.
Well, I noticed even with CNC machines, the smaller ones, that they've got like a crazy lead time on those.
These things, though, I mean, but if you look at this,
that's amazing.
Come out.
That's crazy.
So it's a complete, like, I think it's probably about half of the people that have bought these are taking them to bee clubs, or like there's one lady that bought one that's a school teacher that does beekeeping also and teaches her students.
Right.
So she bought that. She said she's always wanted to show her students beehives, but if you're a lady, you're not going to haul woodenware everywhere, So she's using my model for that, and then I need to figure out. I need to tweak this. I'm going to make Varroas.
That's so cool.
And
make some hive beetles.
I should. I have a design for a top bar hive, and I have a design for a nuke. So as soon as I get caught up on orders and have the second printer, then I'm going to put the nuke and I'm going to put the top bar hive and this Varroa on there as well. So, but a lot of people, and like the school teacher, wants me to get 4 or 5 of these, that way, she could show her students. And so
I actually, last year I did a virtual field trip with an entire school worth of their 4th grades.
Oh, wow.
And it was a Zoom meeting. It was something like this. But of course, I had a PowerPoint presentation. We watched some small little videos. And then because it was on Zoom, I was able to log in with my cell phone to the Zoom call and carry them out to the bee yard.
Oh, nice.
And then go in the nuke and say, we actually saw the queen. My wife was standing there holding the phone way out to get away from the bees.
Yeah.
But, she was helping out. But it was pretty cool. And then I got a stack of thank you cards from the 4th graders in the mail.
I see your printers. Yeah.
Now, do you see what that is?
It's your printer. I know.
No.
Big bong?
No.
I can't see it. Well, I don't have my
talking
glasses
about that grow tent?
It's a yeah. A reloader. Nice.
Yes,
Cell
sir.
reloader?
Little hobby, huh?
That's my pew pew station.
It's well, I don't know if you ever looked at Palmetto State Armory online?
No.
You need to check them out, bro.
What do they sell?
Everything. ARs, Tommy guns, everything.
Yeah.
AKs.
I'm good on that for now. My last one that I got a Ruger Precision 308, and with the glass that I have on it, they say it should be good out to 1,000.
Nice flat shooter, huh?
Yeah.
Taylor Boy said uppers, lowers, etc. Yep, they sell
Oh, wow.
everything.
Oh wow.
Uppers, lowers.
Everything. Uppers, lowers,
Uppers,
everything.
downers, lefties, righties.
Yeah.
Q stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I tell you, to be honest, I was planning on showing more of that stuff, but
well, I don't
do that on another channel.
Yeah, just you have to make a separate channel and say, hey, if you want to follow me on some of my gun stuff, then come over here.
Because I actually, a couple of the presses that I have all Lee presses, and I've got a couple of their like more automatic stations. Like I've got their priming press that literally, as fast as you can pull that thing, it's priming cases. It's fast. And
you never know somebody. You never know who they are, do you?
Yeah.
I know, right?
And
Brian,
I had one guy that I did a couple 380s for my wife, and he said, can you show the whole process, like how you prep it? And I said, well, yeah, maybe, but I don't want.
You got to have the brass, though, right?
Oh, I have.
Well, I'm sure you do, but I'm saying, like, I mean, can you just buy the brass? Can you just buy that online? Okay.
Well, you know what I do for a lot of my brass? The one range that's local, they throw a lot of that away. So the one time I was there with a buddy of mine, we literally had a bucket, and he said, you can't do this when the owner's here because he's like, he throws a lot of it away, but
smart
if
thinking.
he's not here, he's like, we give it away. So when we had asked him, the owner had left, and just the shop worker come in and said, if you guys got something that you can just quick and just grab cases, the owner's gone. He said, I'm not staying over. So as fast as what you can grab stuff. So he swept the brass in huge piles, and we were literally just grabbing. And I mean,
buckets.
Oh my gosh.
Free 99 is best, man.
Yeah. And they're all like, I still look at every single case. I do. When I prep them, I check every case. You know, if there's any dings, anything, it's just not worth it. You know, but I have a couple 1,009, a couple 1,380, a couple 1,000, 223s.
And we're going to the Ukraine.
For my 308, I only have, I think, like maybe 150 or 200, but that's all you need for that. I mean, you're not running through the yard with that thing,
30-30 is hard to find right now for us.
Oh,
hard to find 30-30 shells.
Yeah.
You should set up a little GoPro back there on your reloading station, man, and do like just of the handiwork, not so much of your face, and do the process, talk through the process.
That's it. Well, and I went and bought Lyman. Have you seen that Lyman case prep station that has the little, it's got the, what is it, deburr tool and the I forget what they're all called, but it literally is motorized. So instead of getting the little hand tool, it's just, and they're little spinning, and then it's got the brush. So you can run it through just to ream it. So if there's any like shavings, so it's quick,
Yeah.
And then I've got a, I forget the company, but it's the digital trickler. And literally it's within like a couple hundredth of a grain every time. So I like that progressive press. I only use a couple stages on it. I don't use the whole press just because, I have all my shells primed before I run through it. So I have kind of like a hybrid method that I load. So
Whatever works for you, man.
yeah,
Whatever.
and
does
that's
the
it. I
job
mean,
for-
it's just like beekeeping,
Yeah.
All
Amen.
right. So I'm gonna show you what I was looking at. I think if I can share my screen, I don't know how I can. Let's see. I might have to share. No, share screen.
Taylor boys hit the nail right on the head. They're not as cost effective. Yep.
All right. So let me see.
Reloading isn't
No.
Hey,
more
once I start sharing, how do I unshare? Let's see. Chrome tab.
I have no idea.
Let's see. And I'll just do the
When
entire
I-
screen and flip over.
When I bought, let me see the one. When I bought, let's see here.
So I'm looking at getting this thing right here for beekeeping.
When I got this tub of powder, the price has tripled, almost quadrupled now. And for like the primers, this little 100, when I was first reloading, this little teeny thing of primers was like $2.39, and now a little box of 100 is like $11 or $12.
It's going to go up, man. Now that there's a war, it's going to go up.
Wow,
That's why
$11, dude.
When I was first reloading
Two.
a 9mm, well, no, my 223s, I think I had these down to, it was like 21.5 cents per round. And it's reasonable,
Right.
Now with the price, everything jacked up, it's
You're paying what, almost $2 a round?
I don't know
Okay.
how much it would be now. Like, I would have to look at it and break it down, but I bought enough that I have it.
Mm-hmm.
The primers are the killer, because you couldn't find them for a while, and now at the price they're at, I just refuse to buy them.
Yeah. Man, inflation.
Well, it's not that. It's the one company, who was it? Remington or whatever, that they do a couple different ones. I think they do CCI. There's a couple different.
Mm-hmm.
The president of that company, because everybody was going nuts talking about, the pew pew stuff. And he said, yeah, right now there's a shortage, but he said, you don't understand, with our industry, we can't take somebody off the street like they do. He said, you walk into McDonald's, you can train somebody to cook a hamburger in a day. He said their training process was like 4 to 6 months.
Wow.
So he said, yeah, we're short staffed, but he said, I can't pull, and set aside from even that, you've got the hiring process. Like, you just can't hire anybody off the street to walk into
Or have a manufacturing company.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be the keys to our company where you can sabotage it.
They vet all their employees,
Yeah.
and then you've got the training. But he said they were in the process of expanding, and he said, set aside from regular construction delays, a lot of their stuff, he said, is machined and, it's all custom made.
Yeah.
So you have all that. So he said, even for him to get like an extra, so to say, manufacturing center, built, it would take over a year.
Wow.
And then you've got all the training of everybody that's 4 to 6 months per employee.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I forget which news outlet was talking to this guy, and he said the prices, and this was sometime last year, he said the prices that you see in the stores now, if they are greater than pre-pandemic prices, it's not us, it's the stores that are jacking the prices up and raking the customers over the coals. He said, we are selling our merchandise at pre-pandemic prices.
So they're just robbing the customer, basically.
Yep.
Well, of
Welcome
course,
to America.
We live in a capitalist world.
Yep.
Straight up.
All right,
It's
so
capitalist.
let me show you what my my tentative honey
59. 2
here.
hours, baby.
My tentative purchase here. I'm waiting on.
Show enough.
Hey, puppy.
I am waiting on.
girl.
This is one thing. And so this is a tabletop steam uncapper.
Nice.
So this price right here is about the same as the Simple Harmonies. It's like Simple Harmony is like $400 too, right? So basically, you set the frame on this rail.
I don't see it, Bob.
Oh, you can't see it?
No.
Crap. Well, everybody on YouTube can see it, I think. Let me
I can't see it.
Is it not? Oh, I'm stupid. Hold on. Hey, yeah, that's it. Now let's see it. Okay,
All
now
right.
there you go. There you go. So,
How
sorry
does that thing work?
all right. So, hey, glad you said that. They actually have a video.
No doubt.
All right. But I mean, the Simple Harmony does both sides at one time. Where this one, you basically you do that,
What?
and then you just flip it over.
Oh man.
And push it on the other side. Done.
Divots and all.
That was pretty cool.
So
That's going fast.
from what I understand, and he slows it down. From what I understand is it uses just a regular Wagner, and it comes with it, but a Wagner like a wallpaper steamer.
Yeah.
That heats the blades. So when you run it across there, it cuts them off. Now I saw some comments where people are saying, yeah, but you got to do like 9 to a 10 frame box, right? 9 frames to a 10 frame box.
In order to have that fat comb.
Yeah, a little bit fatter. So, you don't have to pluck everything off of there.
I found that if you're using Premier, you already get that fatness because the thickness of that, the plastic kind of pushes it out anyway.
And then where was the other piece that I'm looking at? I can't afford these big high dollar ones. I'm looking at the 15. I don't really need the rack, but this is the. I like when they say view larger. You guys probably can't even see it, but this is just a
Nice.
uncapping tank, and it's got a grate in it.
Got my new phone.
It came in.
Sweet.
Yep.
Good for you.
And the other third thing that I'm getting quoted on at the moment is this Lyson 30 frame extractor.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
If you haven't seen the video on this thing, Brian, it's super cool, bro. The motor is underneath it. And
On a wash machine.
Yeah, it is. And it's belt driven, but it's so quiet. And the video that I watched on YouTube of the guy that has this Lyson 30 frame extractor, he said he's run 30 deeps, 30 mediums, and he said you can definitely run 30 shallows if you wanted to do that. But he says as long as they're not the old style frame, that's the biggest headache that I have with honey is uncapping. Uncapping's the bottleneck, right?
How soon are you looking to buy that stuff?
Well, I've got them. They're supposed to be quoting me. Whoop, not Facebook. They're supposed to be quoting me out right now, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So the tank and the uncapper, I'm looking at like soon on that. And
it's too bad you couldn't wait until next January, because I bet you could get some deals at the conference.
Well, the thing is, when you start looking at the Date Ant and the Max Ant, they're so much more expensive. So, I mean, it's not even funny how much more expensive they are.
No.
With the Lyson 30 frame extractor that I was looking at is $1,900, $1,975.
I think Cayman was talking about having Lyson there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, if Better Bee comes, I mean, they're the only.
Was it? Lyson was there last year, or this year, wasn't they? Didn't they have the creamer and all that
They
other
had a
stuff?
couple things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 20 frame extractor, which says discontinued on Daydance site, their 32 frame extractor is $5,300.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm glad we're all saying the same thing.
So
Yeah.
unless it's a 50% offer, right, it would have to be
Crazy.
greater than 50% off.
That's nuts.
And then that doesn't include the freight. That's why they're actually quoting me right now. It's supposed to be the freight.
Freight's going to get you.
Yeah, and yeah.
Another good thing about the Hive Life Conference.
No freight.
Well, depending
Yeah.
how much it is, it might be just as cheap to just drive and go get it.
Might as well. Yeah. If the
Because
freight's going to be more
I
than the
think I
gas.
saw something where they said it was a pallet was $350 or something like that to ship. So
Yeah.
you know the extractor's coming in a crate. It's a pallet.
Mhm.
So that'd be $350. And I don't know how the table would come. Probably this very similar. But that 30 frame extractor, the video is really, it was really nice, really quiet. I thought I would just leave it mounted to the pallet. And
Have you guys saw that Maverick beekeeper? He used a heat gun, and he stood his frames up. He did not. All he done was all the way up the
Oh,
heat
yeah.
gun, loosened the caps, and he said that once those caps were unbonded from the comb, that they even if you waited a little while, they wouldn't bond back. And he was just going up through there with the heat gun on both sides and then putting it in the extractor. And I had
saw
so
that.
many questions. Yeah, you saw it too, Brian?
I
Yeah.
saw one guy do
Amazing.
that, and then he said that his problem was by the time he loaded his extractor all the way, the caps on the initial ones were already starting to harden back up. So
According
it
to
might have been a
him,
different guy. I don't know.
I'm like you. I'm thinking the same thing. But according to him, once that cap breaks loose from that comb, that it won't bond back to the comb. You know, they
really?
might clot together the caps, but they wouldn't. I don't know. I don't even know if it's right. I just watched the video. I thought it was pretty wild.
I've tried the roller, I've tried a knife. I haven't tried a heated knife, but they're $125. So
Yeah.
is that what you use, a heated knife?
I got a heated knife.
I've got that little fork thing, and I've got a knife, and I just kind of I go back and forth. It just depends on the comb, really.
Right.
Yeah, I've got a heated knife. I got the fork thing, and I've got a regular knife, and
But I
you
just
got to have
thought,
them all.
like, even let's say, some of my comb in my hive, they built thick combs and not so thick combs. Just think if you could just take that off, even if you weren't gonna spin honey out, and you shake the bees off, you could take it in there and hit it both sides.
Yeah.
and get it right back where it needs to be and put it in there without tearing up the comb. I just thought,
Yeah.
I want to see a video when you get that thing.
well,
You got to
Yeah.
show us that. That'd
You
be
have-
awesome.
I'm hoping to. All right, thanks, Taylor. Taylor boys, we'll see you
God
later.
bless, Taylors.
Yeah, I got a 9. I did buy a 9 frame spacer. It's coming in this shipment with the other stuff I bought. 2 new hive tools and a bunch of stuff. So always spending the money. Guys, we have been at this for 2 hours and 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Ain't that awesome? And it don't even feel like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Right?
A little bit.
Yeah, I think it's time that we call this. So, Brian, you
Yeah, I'm
guys
gonna-
are live tomorrow night.
Yeah, 8
We're
o'clock.
gonna be
Eastern.
there, man. Gonna be there.
Yeah,
Same. I'll be there.
8
I'm
o'clock
gonna
Eastern.
hit
I'll
my
be
yard
there.
tonight today. I'm gonna go.
You
plant
gonna be
my
able to
yard.
make it, Bob, with work and everything?
Yeah, I'm off on Wednesday, so I'll be good
Woohoo.
tomorrow night. When it was Wednesday
job.
going into Thursday made it a little bit difficult. Like the
Uh-huh.
last one when I was on there, man, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna get on, I'm gonna get off, and I'm gonna go to bed. And then you guys kept having all these all-stars coming
Yeah.
in, and I just kept watching and watching and watching. I
Well,
think I had 2 hours of sleep.
so I'll give you all some because it's just us on here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
6.
Fred said.
We exactly. Greg has planned another type pop-in thing, but I think he's going to. I don't know all the details. He keeps that even from Bruce and myself. So,
I love that man.
he wants to. Oh, he's great. He is great.
Yes, he is.
He wants to get like some vendors. So that way, you know, everybody that's on gets exposed to, well, here's all kind of different vendors and here's this kind of equipment and that kind of equipment. And so,
Hell, it almost becomes a virtual conference.
yeah.
He is very serious.
Yep.
When it comes to being the lighthouse and being the changing others
Yep.
that you want to see.
Yep.
I got to admit, I text him on regular phone. He texts me back. We talk. If I have an issue, he sees to it it's cleared up. That man lives it.
Yeah, Greg's a true
tremendous
human, man.
respect.
Yeah.
Yep.
True
That'll
respect.
Greg's a true human, dude.
So this week is Bruce's. Next week will be on Greg's channel. The week after that, so it'll be 2 weeks from now, the next one that I have, I've already got it set. It's going to be with Humberto.
What?
Oh,
You lucky dog. Yay.
Yeah, Humberto is going to be on.
Alberto Cristiani. I love him.
He's the Inside the Hive TV.
Right.
He's a PhD virologist.
Called himself Dr. B.
Yep. And what we're going to probably do, I'm probably going to post it here soon because what he wants to do is, he said if there's any like really good scientific questions, he wants to prepare a presentation for our live. So, you know, Bruce will probably put it on his, you know, we'll probably share it out and just field some questions, but that's the next one that I've got lined up is with Dr. B. So
nice.
That'll be on March 16th. So, but we kind of, we only post really the next one for the next week. That way everything is focused on, you know, here's the very next one coming up.
Yeah. We've
kind of been talking about Humberto just because he wants to field some questions first so he can get a presentation. So I might just throw it out on the community and then in the Facebook group. That way we can kind of get, you know, even if it's 4 or 5 questions for him ahead of time, you know, that'll be a good one. So I'm
Yes,
super.
sir.
This year I'm just like
With a lot of knowledge went around this year. A lot of knowledge is going around.
Yeah.
I noticed in this, and I'm new to this community, man. And what I've noticed is there is a plethora of knowledge here.
Oh my gosh,
it's ridiculous how
We
much
love
knowledge
you.
is here.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that, and nobody's stingy with the knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about it. Nobody's stingy saying, "Oh, you need to pay for this." No, everybody's like, "Here it is."
You know, like, you know, when he was in here, Ian, you know, from Ian and those commercial guys that are at such a level in the beekeeping industry.
Yep.
What good would it do to when you go through and you find success and you can keep these bees and you overwinter them, and what good would it do to not tell anyone out there, here's what I do, here's, you know, what good would it do to not share that knowledge?
I don't know that, but I can tell you
Yeah.
this much. How would you feel if you had all that knowledge, you didn't share it, and a lot of bees were dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that the same as you killing them?
Yeah.
I mean, if you
That's
help
why I do
people,
my channel, guys. I'm here to bring the numbers up. That was part of the class I took.
everybody helps everybody. Eventually, we will all one day have
Yep.
the exact same tools in the toolbox,
Yeah.
and that we can all apply
Yep.
the
And,
same
that's-
or whatever
And
works
it
for us in our
varies
region.
region to region, right? Like you
Region
just
to
said.
region.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But
So,
that's-
I mean, there might be stuff that Brian looks at one of my video and he's like, "What the hell are you doing, Bob?"
That's what I tell everybody on my channel. You can learn a lot from a dummy, even if it's what not to do.
Every single time I put a video out, I get somebody's little message and give me tips on something. So every video I do, there's somebody out there thinking, what in the hell is Brian doing?
As long as they're, I don't mind it as long as it's constructive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I had my first bad one. I had my first bad one
no.
the other day.
I had my one said, it said, "Oh, no smoker. I'm not impressed."
Oh. Earl, when I get those, do you know what I do?
What?
Thanks for watching.
I don't delete them.
Me
I don't
neither.
do anything like that. That's exactly it. Hey, appreciate you watching.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks for your
Because-
comment.
Because they
Thank you.
Thanks for
Matt.
your comment.
I'll start doing that.
they've done a couple things right there, and they watched it, and they also
and they commented.
And they
Yeah.
commented. Yeah. They
Thank
watched it,
you.
they
I
commented.
got you, man.
Yep.
I got you.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Kill him with kindness.
Yep.
And they're probably
Yes,
thinking
sir.
like, oh.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
You can tell how experienced he is with these streams and stuff. He knows exactly where to point. I'm all like, oh wait,
It's the opposite.
it's the
It is.
opposite.
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite. You want somebody to come in, whether they leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down, they came in, they watched your video, and they left a comment. That's what
it.
the algorithm. I'll go on about the algorithm because the
It was
algorithm is
rude,
corrupt
dude.
as
It
far
was
as
as
I'm
rude as
concerned.
it gets.
Yeah, it is, and you will. You guaranteed are gonna run into rude people, man. My
Keyboard.
first video I put out, I ran into somebody that was kind of rude, like talking about misconceptions of a first year. I'm like, okay, well, after he like dogged my video out, I'm like, his misconceptions were obviously based off his own failures as a first year, and he had been keeping bees for a while, and he's probably thinking back like, whatever he was thinking, I'm gonna succeed where he most likely failed. That's how I took it. I
Mine
had to
was,
think about it like that.
is it true to be a hillbilly, you have to plow a mule?
you have to live in the hills.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And all I said was, hillbilly is a birthright. Sorry, it doesn't matter how many mules you plow or plow with. But
Yeah.
I should have just said thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do from now on. Thank
Tell
you,
him
Brian.
thank you.
Well,
that's what
thank
you tell
you.
him. You tell him thank you.
Thanks for watching.
You tell him thanks for watching. You
Yep.
tell him thank you for leaving a comment and have a nice day. I'll stand by for my next video. That's what
Yes,
you tell
sir.
him. I'll be posting another video in a couple of weeks. Come back and watch the next one.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Well,
I appreciate you guys, man. I do.
yeah, I do it. You know what? And I've said this before, but I do the YouTube videos so I can go back and see what I was doing last year at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? It's
That's
like
mostly what
a
I'm doing
video
mine for,
diary
too.
for myself.
Mm.
Yeah, I hear a lot of
really
guys
is.
want to do it for that diary.
It really is, because what's
Yeah.
more accurate than your video from last year? You can go back exactly the same time last year at March 18th. What was I doing last year at this time? March 20th. Oh dang,
Right.
the bees were swarming at this time, or my bees were hungry at this
Yeah.
time of year.
Yep.
Video
That's true.
documentation, man, doesn't get much more accurate than that.
And if
of
that
your-
helps
of your-
somebody in the process, or they find entertainment in it, me getting stung in the nutsack or something, then
Yeah.
then
Up and coming.
so be it.
Up and coming, I'm going to do a video on lighting a smoker and going through a hive. It's not to teach anybody. I'm taking that University of Florida Master Beekeeping course, and I have to post it in a way that they can view it. So I'm going to be putting that on there. And it's not to really show anybody how to do anything. It's just so I can get my certification and get to the next level in my
Nice.
my
Hey,
bee course.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
the video that Black Mountain Honey put out with the? I want to say it's an Aeropostale or something like that. It's basically
I know what you're talking about.
Instead of a smoker, it's like a bee vapor.
Yeah.
What?
It's a vaporizer. It's a vaporizer. Yeah. It doesn't put out any smoke. It's a vaporizer. Yeah.
So it looked. I mean, it's got a box on it, but it's got a bellows like a smoker. But you when you smash it, it blows vape, like vape smoke.
I like it. I like it.
I think it was just yesterday or something like that. I shared it on Facebook but he just put it out not too long ago about that. So
No doubt.
So if
Look
you haven't
that
checked
up.
him out, he's got a lot of videos. Like almost every day he puts videos out.
And who was it
But-
again?
Black Mountain Honey. It's
Yeah,
a
I
UK
watch-
channel.
Yeah, I've
So-
got him.
That's
Lawrence.
that's
He's over in the UK, Lawrence. Yeah, man. He's
You
got
know,
a good channel going.
Time is Honey was on his Q&A last time.
Yeah, I was talking
On
with
his
him
live.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he's a lot of fun, man. Like and that's what's cool. It's like that you see the way with the community is you see how beekeepers are keeping bees around the world, not just
Right.
here in
Yes,
America, man.
Yeah.
You're seeing how people are doing it around the world. I'm following guys from the Middle East now, and
Yeah.
I follow some
I
in
saw
Russia.
you on there,
I'm
man.
following-
Didn't
I'm
he?
following guys from all over the place, man.
And
Did-
I learned
and
too
it's-
that if you can't understand their comments, if you'll actually click on it, YouTube will give you a translate and you can
Yeah.
actually see what they're saying.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought that was awesome. You and I are following the same guy. I don't know what it's called because it's a bunch of squiggly lines, but I saw you on there commenting with me.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they say. I just type some. Hey, thanks, man. You know. And,
Well, when I checked
yeah,
on the
it's-
translate, he was like, "Thank you for watching and God bless you and everything you do. I hope you succeed." So he was real nice. It was real nice.
yeah, those guys are the guys over in the Middle East are doing really cool things too. You know, and they're doing it.
It
different-
amazed me
they're
that he
keeping-
never had a box on top of a box. Everything he had was in single boxes. It was just
My
amazing.
mentor told me he's like you can run your colonies like that, 100%. Said that's how he did his for a long time. He's all, man, that's how I ran mine for a long time, single colonies, and ran them with a single deep and then a honey super. And he's like, you can do it, but it's management 100%. You know, because
Yes,
he's like,
sir.
you're going to have to keep up with your swarms.
I went and
100%.
sold some honey to a guy from Dubai. Here he was here locally.
Wow.
Nice.
And
Cool.
he Googled, I don't know how he found me, but he Googled and he got my number. And I went and actually ended up delivering the honey to him. And when I get there, you know, here in America, it's like, okay, it's almost like a drug deal. You want your honey, give me the money, you know, and you just change it and you're gone.
Cash
It's
hand.
like really quick, right? And when I got there, it was, hey, come on inside. So come inside, sit down. Dude's got like flatbread in the oven and he's bringing it out and offering it to me. Very, very nice. But it was such
Man.
a different culture. Right. I'm just
I
thinking,
love culture.
I'm going there to hand him his honey and you know, get the cash and leave. And I mean, it was a whole event, you know. He's
I
like,
just
I want to come
remembered,
see your
Mitch.
bees. And I'm like, hey, come on out. You know,
Morocco is that guy you and I are talking together that
Is
has
that who
the
it is?
different language. Yeah, he's from Morocco, but I don't know his name. But in his text, when I translated, he told me he was from Morocco. But man, to be able to go in and to me, culture is a spice of life. The more you're around different things, the better it is. You know, the more you know,
The more
the more you
human
can
you become.
appreciate.
Lee
Yeah,
says he runs all singles.
The guy
really.
over in the Middle East.
No,
No,
Lee's
okay.
Kodiak Lee.
Okay.
He
Okay.
runs all
Nice. Lee.
singles.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
I saw one guy run a single deep, and he had like, I want to say, it almost looked like it was like 10 supers on top of that thing.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, I don't.
That's good.
It's a lot of bee power.
There's
But-
videos out there that break down the number of cells on a frame to the number of eggs a queen lays per day, down to then, you know, she needs
7,000 on the
number of-
frame, 3,500 each side, unless it's a a Premier, those newer ones that saying they had
Yeah.
10% more.
Yeah. And it breaks it down to, you know,
That
really
she can't lay
thing.
out the whole box, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But, you know, like, I mean,
but then you got to account for pollen. You have to account for
Yeah.
honey.
Brood.
I had a strong hive before that when I opened it up in the spring, when I was splitting it out, there were 11 frames that had brood on them.
Wow.
So if you're running singles, you know, and like me at first, I had 8 frame boxes. So if you chuck off a couple frames for stores, and then you have a queen that's going to lay up even just say 10 frames, well, you're running into you're in a pinch.
Yeah, 10 frames. That doesn't that bee math come out to like 30 frames worth of hatching bees? Isn't that what they say? It's like 3 frames of live bees to 1 full frame of brood.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I saw
Something
a
crazy.
technique.
Like,
A guy I follow from South Africa, he uses different colored stick pins, and he keeps them in like one of those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday medicine cap things.
Oh yeah.
And what he does is if it's brood, he puts in a green stick pin. If it's honey, it's yellow. And then if it's a empty one, it's white. And he was able to walk up to his boxes and see each frame represented with those different color pins. And he knew the last time he was in there,
That's a
this
good
one was
idea.
empty, this one was empty, this one had drone, this one had brood, this one had honey. And I thought that was pretty cool just to be able to walk up and see that and have that knowledge interpreted quickly.
Yeah.
And then when you went in it, you could say, oh, wow, this has happened.
I need to come up with a way of tracking my colonies as far as like a spreadsheet where somehow I come up with a way to code my hive. So if it's if I've got 5 rows, let's say it's row A, B, C, D, and E, whatever, and then position, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting on one corner and like grid my yard.
Give you an XY axis.
And then like if I make a split out of, let's say, hive stand A, hive 1, right? So A1, and then where it's at on the next part of the yard, right? So you know where it came from, and just kind of try to code it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to do a whole like spreadsheet to track and everything, but
you know, over
Right,
time, that's going to give you a lot of valuable information. You'll know exactly which corner of the yard, which part of the yard is doing this or that, or that would be very useful. I can see how it would be.
well, guys,
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. I think we're good today.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, Brian, so much for coming to join us.
Yes, sir.
No problem,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Man, he dipped out quick. Did he mean to dip out like that?
Oh no, man, he jetted. He was like, "Pew!"
He threw the salute, was gone. He's like, I gotta go. But threw deuce.
He snapped it. He snapped it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
But,
a military brat.
Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah.
All right, but I'll definitely be on your stream. Well, not
Yes, sir.
on the
See you
stream,
then.
but I will be present for the stream. And
It's gonna be crazy, man.
And I appreciate you. And Bruce, thank you. I know you're not watching anymore, but I doubt you'll sit back through 2.5 hours. But thanks, Bruce.
All my bee friends. God bless you. God bless your bees.
You notice when Ian jumped in, I threw the link out there again. I was hoping he'd bite and click in, but he's probably, well, I don't know what he's doing.
He's probably out. I know, like early in the day, he is central.
He's a busy dude.
So it's what one something there.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably out doing something because I know like right now he's been revamping his lift, you know, the easy load or whatever the heck it's called. And then he's been getting a lot of his machines prepped for the upcoming season. So,
well, it's all about that too, isn't it? Being prepared.
Plus,
I mean,
he helps his brothers.
My first year, my
Yep.
preparation was, when am I getting my bees? You know, finding that doing some things with my mentor. But I didn't really have a plan at that point.
This next weekend, Sunday, it's going to be 65, they're saying here. So I got to go over the couple dead outs I've had. I've left them out just because when it's freezing, nothing's going to hurt them.
Right.
So I'm going to tear all that stuff down and then go through and set up boxes and,
which is basically what I was doing like a month ago. You guys are getting to the temperature range where I was about a month ago, right? So
yeah.
Now you're starting.
When I get there, I'll take you to my bees and we'll go through them together and stuff. And
good.
And what it is what it is, dead, alive, or whatever. I have no idea yet. We'll see.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, I was a little bit worried a little while ago because one of my big colonies, I didn't see much action happen. I put some feed in the top, and I wasn't seeing much happen in that top box. So I need to. I'm going to go check it out here in a minute, probably, because it's now it's 61. They might have all just been down in the bottom, clustered. I'm hoping.
I hope so.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
But
hopefully they're all right.
We'll check it out. Too. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Earl, appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Thomas, honey.
Thank you guys.
Earl also he comes on our channels with 2 different accounts and likes 2 different accounts.
I got 2 thumbs. I give you like me, you get 1. I come back and give you 2.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks so much.
All right. You guys take care. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.